National Broadcasting Company presents the National Football League. Today, from Sullivan Stadium, it's the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. Brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. By Pontiac, we build excitement. And by Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper bottlers throughout the USA.
It's a beautiful fall afternoon in Foxborough, Massachusetts. A crowd of around 60,000 is expected as the New England Patriots host the Buffalo Bills. The Bills have not beaten New England since 1981. The Pats have won 11 consecutive games and will try to continue their dominance today. Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Proctor, along with former Patriots center John Morris. 11 in a row for New England. Can they make it 12 straight today?
That's an amazing streak when you think about it. 11 straight. I think the Patriots are going to have trouble continuing that today. Buffalo, those were the bad old days for them. They're playing extremely well right now. They think they can win. The Patriots are struggling.
And, John, I think the Buffalo offense is about ready to break loose.
They really are. Kelly has played well. They just haven't put the ball in the end zone. The focus today, I think, is going to be on the running backs. We've got a couple of good rookies out there today.
For Buffalo, second-round pick Thurman Thomas from Oklahoma State. He's the leading rookie rusher in the NFL right now. And for New England, John Stevens, their first-round pick, makes his first start.
His first start. We'll see a lot of him today. They like him a lot. This first one you're looking at here, though, is Thurman Thomas. This is the only touchdown that Buffalo has scored this year against the Vikings into the end zone. And a little bit of celebration. John Stevens, on the other hand, as you watch him here against the Jets, this is his first run as a pro. A big running back, 220 pounds, and shows good speed to the outside. They're going to give him the ball a lot today.
And we are just about ready to go from Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough. And Teddy Garcia, the rookie kicker, tees it up. The Bills have one to toss that will receive. Back deep, Errol Tucker. This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. The Buffalo Bills leading the AFC East with 2-0 record. The Patriots are 1-1 after beating the Jets in their opener 28-3, and then they were blown out last week in Minneapolis by the Vikings 36-6. The Errol Tucker back deep into the end zone. Running on the near side, Ronnie Harmon on the far side at the 10-yard line. Gorgeous day here in Foxborough. Temperatures expected to reach into the mid-70s. A few scattered clouds, but a beautiful day for a football game and a big crowd on hand. Errol Tucker in the end zone. He will not run it out. So a touchback, and the Bills have begun the drive from their 20-yard line as we look at Jim Kelly, who still has not thrown a touchdown pass. In the backfield, Thurman Thomas, the leading rookie rusher in the NFL. The big fullback, Jamie Mueller. Andre Reed playing with a broken left wrist, but he's a leading receiver in the NFL right now. Chris Burkett, who has only 2 receptions, and the big tight end, Pete Metzelaars. The offensive line, Burton and 12-year veteran Joe Devlin at the tackles, Richard and Wolford at the guards, and Ken Hole, one of the better centers in the NFL. First down for the Bills at the 20. The give is to the fullback, Mueller. Wrapped up by Ed Reynolds, 95, who was taken over the spot vacated by the retired Steve Nelson at left inside linebacker.
No surprise that the Bills went right up to the inside on the first play. Patriots have a rookie in there, as you can see.
Brent Williams starts at left end. He started the first 2 games at nose tackle. Tim Goad, a rookie from North Carolina, makes his first NFL start. And the veteran Garen Barris on the front line. Andre Tippett, the 4-time Pro Bowler, Reynolds, Rembert, and McGrew, the Patriots linebackers, and a veteran secondary with 34 years of NFL experience. Second down and 9. Mueller again. Is that somewhat of a surprise that Jamie Mueller, rather than Thurman Thomas, is carried on the first 2 downs?
I think they want to use his size and strength to try and test that middle of the Patriots. Ed Reynolds, Johnny Rembert, the 2 linebackers in there, Tim Goad, the rookie. That's the soft spot of the Patriots defense, and Buffalo's going right after it.
On 3rd and long, Trumaine Johnson checks in as a 3rd wide receiver. Ronnie Harmon, an excellent pass catcher out of the backfield, is also in there for the Bills. 3rd down, 5. The ball at the 25-yard line. Kelly from the shotgun. He's going deep downfield, and the pass incomplete, intended for Andre Reed. Ronnie Lippett in coverage for the Patriots, and Buffalo will be forced to punt. Ronnie Lippett, who is probably as good as Raymond Claiborne now. 2 outstanding cornerbacks for New England.
It's Raymond Berry on the sideline. I think you're right about Lepet. He had to come in and replace Mike Haynes when Haynes was traded to the Los Angeles Raiders, and a lot of teams picked on him. He learned by his experience.
Irving Fryer, who leads the AFC in punt returns, averaging 14.3, is back deep, awaiting the kick by John Kidd. Fryer at the 36, looking for blocking. And he's brought down at the 49-yard line by Jamie Mueller, the fullback, who's down on the special teams for the Bills. A 39-yard punt and a 12-yard return by Fryer. So the Bills were unable to move on their first possession, and now New England will take over.
You're going to see a lot of Irving Fryer, number 80, in this game. He ran back that punt. He's a starting wide receiver. They'll even put him in the backfield, let him run the ball occasionally.
Fryer splits out wide to the right. Stanley Morgan, the Patriots' all-time leading receiver, to the near side. In the backfield, Robert Perriman, 34, and the rookie John Stevens making his first start. 14-year veteran Steve Grogan at quarterback. Perriman, the fullback, who's a local product from Bourne, Massachusetts, and the tackle made. Here's the backfield for the Patriots. Grogan, Perriman, Stevens, Morgan, and Fryer, two great wide receivers. Fryer did not have a reception last week, though. Villa and Armstrong the tackle. Sean Farrell missed last week's game. He's back today against Buffalo. Fairchild at right guard, and Trevor Maddich is the center. Second down and 8 at the 49. Play action fake by Grogan, and he is clobbered. Decked by Ray Bentley, who leads the Bills in tackles.
Ray Bentley from the inside. It looked like Cornelius Bennett was going to rush from the outside. Patriots, of course, expected that. He backed off. Instead, Bentley came up the middle. Looked like maybe Perryman, the back number 34, might have missed an assignment. Grogan pays the price. His first sack of the year for Bentley, and very timely, too, Mel, because the Patriots had excellent field position at that point.
Bentley, a veteran of the USFL, with the big sack. And it'll be third down and 15 at the 43. Craig James is in the backfield now for the Patriots. They like to throw to him. Grogan over the middle to James, wide open at midfield. Can't slip a tackle. He's brought down by Shane Conlon, one of the outstanding young linebackers. The Bills have Cornelius Bennett, Conlon, Bentley, and Conley, four outstanding linebackers.
That's what happens here out of shotgun. The Bills, as you can see, the linebacker's getting good drops. He has to throw it underneath, well short of a first down. Just hoping that maybe Craig James can break a tackle and pick up the first. No chance there. Well, you're right about those linebackers, Mel. There just aren't two better linebackers on any team, I don't think, than Conlon and Cornelius Bennett.
And Jeff Fiegels, a rookie free agent from Miami. Great hang time on his punts. He beat out incumbent Rich Camarillo, who's now with the Rams. And back deep for Buffalo is Errol Tucker, standing at the 10. 11:32 remaining in the first quarter. No score from Foxborough. Good booming kick. Patriots trying to get down there and down it. And it's going to be down inside the 10. A great kick by Fiegels. That's the third kick he's had down inside the 20 this year. Rod McSwain was downfield to down it, but we've got a penalty marker down. Our referee this afternoon is Fred Wyant.
Well, it's back upfield, and Jeff Fiegels is staying on the field, so he suspects it's against his team. Too bad. What a punt by Fiegels.
Holding number 41, fourth down.
Holding called on Darrell Holmes of New England.
Fiegels is a rookie, beat out Rich Camarillo this year for the punting job, and now I can see why after that punt. That thing was way up in the air. Hit on about the 5-yard line. Watch at it from behind now. This thing goes almost out of your picture. It's so high. Perfect. It looks like he's aiming for the coffin corner on the right, but it comes across the middle. Receiver wisely lets it go. Watch where it hits here. And bounces back. Well, he's going to have to do it all over again because of the holding.
The Pats have two rookie kickers. Fiegels beat out Rich Camarillo, and Teddy Garcia, another rookie, replaced Tony Franklin as the field goal kicker. So it's 4th and 16 from the 42 now. Fiegels gets off another good kick. But this one will go into the end zone for a touchback. But he's got some leg. The had a string of 17 consecutive punts that were unreturned until last week, and will return to Foxborough in a moment. Foxborough, and Steve Grogan is on the phone upstairs.
We'll be talking with Les Steckel, who's the offensive coordinator for the Patriots up there. And both teams trying to figure out how to generate some offense. Both teams play extremely good defense. But particularly on Buffalo's side, they've got to move the ball a little bit better. They can't put that kind of pressure on the defense throughout the game.
Bills have won their first two games 13-10 over the Vikings and 9-6 over Miami last week, but they scored only one touchdown. They've done it with superb defense. Kelly on first down gives to Thurman Thomas his first carry of the day, and he picks up about 4 yards before Brent Williams, 96, wrestles him down. Thomas, the second leading rusher all time in the Big Eight. Only Mike Rozier of Nebraska, who's now playing for the Oilers, gained more yardage in the Big Eight.
Looks like we've got somebody hurt on the sidelines. I think it's Will Walford, the offensive guard, who was leading on that play.
Walford, who had replaced the injured Tim Vogler, who's out with a knee injury, so they can ill afford to lose another offensive lineman.
They certainly can, especially since they need to run the ball. You can see what happened on that series. The first series, Buffalo tried to run it up the middle against the Patriots. Didn't have any success, 3 downs and out. So this time they tried to run wide. That didn't work either.
And we'll return to Foxborough in a scoreless game with 10:49 remaining in the first quarter.
Will Walford, the right guard, lined up there on the left of your screen, number 73, pulling out. You can see what happens to him here on the sidelines as he gets into the block of Roland James. Now the back runs up the back of his leg here, and that is, ooh, that hurts when that happens. Anything can go wrong with your knee. They're looking at it right now. As soon as we hear something, I'll let you know.
He's been replaced by number 71, Dale Hellstray, a 280-pound 3-year veteran from SMU who missed all of last year with a hip injury. Second down and 6 at the 4-yard line. No score in the first quarter here in Foxborough, and Kelly is going to be sacked. Johnny Rembert gets him, and the ball is loose. So Rembert, who leads the team in tackles, blindsided Kelly.
There he is, number 52. Rembert is not known as a pass rusher on this team. He's the inside linebacker. You can't see him on the screen right now, but they have a stunt on. You'll see him coming up on the right side there. There he comes from the blind side. Nobody blocked him. The quarterback pays the price. Now, is it a fumble or not? Tippett's got the ball.
Apparently he was down by contact. And the Bills maintain possession of the football.
Watch the hit he gets from the blind side here. Oh, that hurts. His head just snapped forward. Hard to tell, Mel, whether that ball went loose. I don't know. That's close.
Rembert, who had 11 tackles the first game of the year against the Jets, sacks Kelly for a loss in his 3rd and 14 at the 16 with 10:27 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Kelly talking with Fred Wyant.
Maybe he just needs a little time to recover from that last sack.
The 45-second clock has expired.
I think.
And Buffalo will take a timeout.
That's what happened. He saw the clock, and I think he was asking the referee, was it a mistake on the clock? At any rate, he seems to be okay.
So Kelly goes to the sidelines to confer, and with 10 minutes 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter, we have no score as Raymond Berry paces the sidelines. Berry, in his 4th full year as the Patriots head coach, he took over 8 games into the 1984 season and has never lost to the Buffalo Bills. He is 7-0 against Buffalo. Mel Proctor with John Morris back in Foxborough. A scoreless first quarter. The Bills with a 3rd and 14 situation from the 16. Kelly with a little shuttle pass to the inside man, Ronnie Harmon. And Harmon fights his way to the 24 where Fred Murray in the free safety brings him down. Harmon, who lost his starting job to rookie Thurman Thomas.
Well, on 3rd and long, that's just hitting hope on that play as you watch Will Walford being taped over there. Hurt his left ankle or knee. 3rd and long, though, Kelly elects just to throw the ball on the shovel pass underneath and doesn't even attempt to pick up the first down. I don't think Buffalo in 2 possessions has crossed the 25-yard line yet.
So neither team really able to put together an extended drive, and John Kidd is in to punt a 39-yard kick. On his first effort, Irving Fryer is back deep for New England. 9:40 remaining in the first quarter. No score.
They get good field position once again. Fryer got it back across the 50 the last time.
Poor kick, but a favorable bounce. And Fryer's going to try to run it back, but gets very little. Tackle made by Wayne Davis following a 35-yard kick by John Kidd. And it's time for the 10-minute ticker. Houston leading the Jets 3-0. The Jets with a big win over Cleveland a week ago. Kansas City trying to get their first win, leading Denver. And Pittsburgh with a safety ahead 2-0. Miami 10-0 over Green Bay. The Dolphins trying to find some offense. The Redskins lead the Eagles. And the Vikings and Bears underway. Phoenix with a 3-0 lead over Tampa Bay. Here in Foxborough, no score with 9:23 remaining in the first quarter. Grogan begins this drive from the 41-yard line. The give is to John Stevens, rookie #1 pick. They plan to give him the football a lot, and Ray Bentley whispers something into his ear, and it wasn't too nice.
I don't think it was. Hey, it's nice to see you here in the National Football League, rookie.
Maybe ask him to buy a copy of one of those kids' books that Bentley has authored along with former teammate Mike Hamby. Writes children's books. He has a character by the name of Darby the Dinosaur. Maybe he just introduced him to Darby.
Pretty good hit on Stevens that time. Darby the Dinosaur. Well, if you can't play linebacker, you can always write books. That seems to be going around the league these days.
Probably told him, hey, look, I'm writing a sequel. It's called Darby Devours New England. Second down, the 11. And Grogan's pass is complete. Reggie Dupard is knocked out of bounds at a 45-yard line after picking up the first down. Nate Odom knocked him out following a 14-yard gain. But there's a penalty marker back downfield near the line of scrimmage.
Good job by Grogan to get this one away as we watch the official and see what the penalty was. Yep, looks like it's going against Buffalo. Roughing the passer. It might have been Bennett. He got in there clean. Watch it from the left of your screen here. Cornelius Bennett will get in. Grogan does a good job just to get rid of this ball. His number 55 is bearing down on him. Oh, yeah, hit him from behind. Good call by the official.
Can only take one step after that passer releases the football.
Grogan will stay in that pocket. He doesn't care who's coming after him. One of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. You cannot intimidate Steve Grogan. He's been at this a long time.
Following the penalty, the Patriots will have a first down at the Buffalo 30. No score, 8:38 remaining in the first period. Grogan, who had a tough afternoon last week, he was intercepted 3 times against the Vikings, completed only 9 of 26 passes in his 14th year out of Kansas State. And it's John Stevens grinding it out over left tackle. He picks up about 5 yards, and Shane Conlon makes the stop for the Bills.
You know, we talked about Stevens in the opening part of the broadcast. A big back at 220 pounds. That time you saw his strength up inside. He can also get outside with good speed. The idea today, Raymond Berry told us, is give this kid the ball as often as you can. They're not going to rotate backs. They're just going to run him until he runs out of gas.
There is some question, though, as to how he'll hold up if he carries the ball, say, 20 or 30 times, because in college he averaged only 15.5 carries per game. Grogan in trouble, and down he goes as Darryl Talley wrapped him up. Grogan getting a lot of pressure from those Buffalo linebackers. Talley, who did not start last week's game, Hal Garner replaced him, and Shane Conlon was also in there to help out.
This Conlon, number 58, right up the middle. One of the backs has to slide off. That's Stevens trying to slide off and get him, but he got run over. You got to do a better job in blocking in this league. You don't not only run the ball, you're expected to block those linebackers.
Make a wish time. Talley had one ankle and Conlon had the other. Third down and 12 at the 31-yard line.
Looked like Stevens just didn't get his head up on him. You know, he tried to block him with a shoulder, and a linebacker as big as Conlon, that won't stop him.
Mosey Tutupu is in the game now. Grogan from the shotgun, and he's in trouble as Cornelius Bennett sacks him. The offensive line is going to have to do something to stop those linebackers.
I don't know what Bennett's trying to tell us. He says, finally got a sack. I think that's what he's saying, because he's been close a couple of times. And he said, hey, I finally got one. That was a mental mistake on somebody's part with the Patriots, because they certainly know who number 55 is, and nobody even went after him. You'll see it on the right side. He just comes in clean. Fortunately for Grogan, I think he sees him coming. There he is. Grogan sort of tucked it down. He knew he was going to get hit.
What a great young player. Cornelius Bennett in 8 games last year had 8.5 sacks. He runs a 4.6 40 and weighs 235 pounds.
What a collision that time. I don't know how a quarterback can take that.
Jeff Beagles is into punt, 4th and 23. Trying to get it down inside the 20, but put a little too much leg into this one. It'll go into the end zone. So the Bills will begin this drive from the 20 following a 42-yard kick, but Beagles had hoped for better placement on that punt. First down at the 20. Kelly's pass complete to Thurman Thomas. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line. We showed you that quick graphic, and maybe we can get back to it. The Bennett factor and what he means to the Buffalo Bills. Cornelius Bennett, who came over in a three-way trade involving the Colts and Rams last year. The deal that sent Eric Dickerson to the Colts, Greg Bell to the Rams, where he's played very well.
Not only was it a sack for Bennett, but it was an important sack for Buffalo because it took the Patriots out of field goal range and forced them to punt. Still can't figure out how Cornelius Bennett got in there free like that.
Gain of 8 yards on first down. It'll be second down and 2 at the 28-yard line. No score with 6:23 remaining in the first period. The Bills hoping to establish a running game. In the 11 consecutive losses to the Patriots, only twice have they rushed for more than 100 yards, and one of those was a replacement game last year. Kelly's pass complete to Pete Metzelaars, the tight end, and he's got a first down at the 35. The tackle made by Ronnie Lepet.
You know, Mel, that's how they're going to have to set up the rushing game. They're going to have to throw the ball. Kelly can set up his running game with a passing game. As you watch it here, he's watching the tight end 88 go across in front of him, throws back. Now Johnny Rembert is the linebacker in coverage, and he's about 4 steps behind.
Metzelaars had only 4 receptions coming into this game, but in 1986 he set a club record for tight ends with 49 catches. A great athlete, former basketball and football star at Wabash College. Bills got him in a trade with Seattle. On first down, it's Thurman Thomas breaking to the outside on the cutback. And he gets a first down. Great effort by Thomas, and that's something he does so well, cutting back against the grain.
That's one thing the Patriots defense was really worried about, was that cutback, and they did it right in front of number 56, Andre Tippett, and that doesn't happen to him too often. Here you see him running right at you. He's trying to get it up inside of Tippett. You see Tippett there? Good block by the tight end, ties him up, and Thomas gets to the outside. You've got to get those linebackers to stay at home and play their positions because Thurman Thomas is excellent at the cutbacks.
Against Miami, he rushed for 74 yards on 21 carries. He's also an excellent pass catcher. On first down, it's Thomas. Not this time. Backed up by Tim Goad, making his first NFL start, a 4th-round pick out of North Carolina.
Exactly what I was talking about. That play was designed to go to the outside. Metzelaars had done an excellent job in hooking Tippett, and so the back cut it inside. Tim Goad, the nose tackle, did what he was supposed to do, stayed right there and got his first tackle.
Toby Williams had been the starting nose tackle the past couple of years, but he didn't report to camp until late August. Brent Williams started the first 2 games. He's been moved to left end. Second down, 10 at the 48. Ronnie Harmon is in motion. Kelly's pass is complete to Chris Burkett. Only his 3rd reception of the season. Raymond Claiborne puts the stop on him, but the Bills are beginning to move the football effectively.
Finally started getting going on the 3rd possession. Burkett with the first catch of the day for him, and a nice pass by Kelly because he had to sort of loft it out there over the linebackers. Watch him as Kelly goes back. Number 52, Rembert, is a linebacker out there. Gets it by him. Good catch by Burkett. Bills are on the move into Patriot territory.
Burkett, who had 56 receptions a year ago, he was tied for 4th in the AFC. 3rd down 2 at the 44, 3:40 remaining. First quarter. Kelly again with time underneath the Metzelaars, who breaks the tackle. He's brought down to 41, close to a first down. Ed Reynolds and Raymond Claiborne on the stop.
Nice job by Metzelaars just to hang on to this ball. You can see he's very important in the Bills' passing game today. They're going after him today. He ran over linebacker Johnny Rembert. Rembert did well to hang on. Metzelaars, a big tight end. 6'6", about 240.
First down at the 41. 3 minutes remaining, first period. No score. Ronnie Harmon, former first-round pick from Iowa, who banged up a knee in preseason and lost his job to Thurman Thomas, but he's a good runner and an excellent pass catcher.
Bills are really doing a nice job now, Mel, of mixing it up. Got the Patriots a little bit confused as we look at the scores around the league.
No changes there. Miami now leading 17-0 over Green Bay. The Redskins have scored again. The Bears and Vikings tied. An NFC Central Division battle. The Cardinals leading Tampa Bay 10-0. Thurman Thomas is back in for Buffalo on 2nd and 6 from the 37. Thomas down to the 34, where Lawrence McGrew and Tim Goad combine on the tackle. Thomas, who finished 7th in voting for the Heisman Trophy. They've got a face mask penalty against the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a costly mistake for the Patriots. That's the key. It's a first down. They had stopped Buffalo. They had stopped Buffalo on first down. Now they've got another one at the 30. There he is, Lawrence McGrew, outside right linebacker for the Patriots.
So put his face on the wanted poster. Lawrence McGrew moving to the outside from an inside backer spot with 2 minutes left. First down at the 30. Kelly's pass almost picked off by Ronnie Lepet. It was intended for Thurman Thomas, but had Lepet got his hands on it, he would have been gone for a touchdown.
Oh, well, Lepet remember this for a long time. Watch this coming right at you. Lepet has got a touchdown here. Did he take his eye off the ball? What happened? Oh, he's looking at the goal line. He says, how did that ball get away from me?
And he apparently, John, has really improved his hands. Raymond Berry has used some wide receiver drills with him, hanging that tire and throwing the ball to the tire and having him catch the football. And apparently he's really improved his hands, although he couldn't hold that one. It was thrown like a bullet.
He really has. He had 8 interceptions in '86.
On second down, Kelly over the top to Thurman Thomas. Thomas near another first down at the 21 as Johnny Rembert makes the stop. Thomas is a surprisingly good receiver when you consider that he played in a running attack at Oklahoma State.
They use him a lot. He catches the ball. Nice job just curling up here. Interesting now to see what happens, though, after that near touchdown by the Patriots. Let's take advantage of it. Will the Patriots be able to hold at this point? You get a break like that, you really have got to take advantage of it.
Third down 2 at the 22-yard line. Reed and Burkett is put to the near side. Thomas breaks the tackle. And Reynolds had a shot at him, but he missed the tackle, and Thomas fights his way down near a first down. Lawrence McGrew finally finished him off.
Good job of covering up by the secondary. As the linebacker comes across and misses the tackle. Take a look at it again going to the left side. Number 95 will come right across, misses this tackle. Would have been a loss at that point. But good team defense. All they could get was another yard out of it. That was the 11th play of this drive for Buffalo.
But the Bills are short of a first down. It'll be 4th and 1.
They've been struggling. They need touchdowns. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Scored only 1 touchdown all year. 2 tight ends in the game now. Butch Roll is in. And Rob Riddick trying to pick up the first down.
From the crowd reaction, you'd think that the Patriots stopped them, but I'm sure that's a first down.
Riddick's first carry of the day, and he picks up the first down.
Good call by Levy, don't you think, Mel? He made the right call to go for it on 4th down. With his offense not scoring a lot of points, a good long drive, it could have been a psychological setback if they had to settle for 3 points there.
So Riddick picks up the first down, but we've got an injured Patriot player. Johnny Rembert on the sidelines talking with Don Shinnick.
Just need a yard here. Riddick is the deep back, number 40. Trying to get some surge in the offensive line. Good hole there. Nice block by the tight end. That's Butch Rawley, backup tight end. He gets the first down for him, number 87. Trying to pick out who that injured Patriots player is.
Will Wolford, who was shaken up earlier.
Is it a Buffalo player? I can't tell. There's so many doctors around.
It's a New England player. No, it's not Wolford.
If it's a defense, it's Reynolds, the linebacker.
Yep, Ed Reynolds.
They've had problems with linebackers. They don't need an injury there. Ed Williams got hurt in preseason. He was supposed to be a starting linebacker. He was going to take the place of Don Blackman, who had forced to retire because of a neck injury. Steve Nelson, their great linebacker for 14 years, he was retired. So linebacker is a problem spot for the Patriots. They certainly don't need an injury to one of their starters now.
So Reynolds is the injured player. He's been replaced by Vincent Brown, a rookie from Mississippi Valley State, a second-round pick. Wolford, by the way, is back in at guard. We're down to the final 6 seconds of the first quarter. And the Bills will just wait until the second period to continue this drive. So a lot of defense early in this game from Foxborough, and at the end of the first quarter from Sullivan Stadium, it's the Buffalo Bills nothing and the New England Patriots nothing.
Here's the chance with tequila. See if you can guess the year.
Also, the number 87, Butch Rawley. Excellent blocking. Byram is known as a blocking back for Buffalo, and they used him on that one. Big first down as they maintain this drive. We get ready to start the second quarter.
The Patriots with only 9 yards rushing. Time of possession in the Bills' favor as well, almost 2-1.
It's a long drive. What is it, about 13 plays in this drive?
So a scoreless first quarter. We begin the second quarter. The Bills with a first down at the New England 19-yard line. Thomas is put out wide to the left. Reed goes in motion. Kelly in trouble, and down he goes. Andre Tippett with his first sack and his third of the season.
One of the best. We're watching two of the best linebackers in the league today, both playing the same position. They'll be on the left of your screen, number 56. He just beats the tackle to the inside, stays with it, and makes the sack on Kelly. His first of the day, his third of the year for Andre Tippett, number 56. And you know he's fired up for this game, Mel, because Cornelius Bennett for Buffalo has gotten a lot of attention, and Tippett wants to prove to the fans in Buffalo that he may be even better.
It's the old gunslinger against the new kid on the block. Loss of 7, second and 17. Kelly's pass incomplete, intended for Thurman Thomas. Ed Reynolds, who's back in there now for being shaken up, was defending for the Patriots.
Just a drop pass. Kelly's upset about that, as you can see. It might not have been a first down. It was close. But Thomas just takes his eyes off of this one, and it forces Buffalo into a situation. So you'll take your eyes off the ball when there's linebackers hanging around. That's Reynolds. Thomas, I think, might have heard him coming that time.
Ernest Gibson and Rod McSwain check into the defensive secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game now on 3rd and 17 for Jim Kelly, who's completed 6 of 9 passing. Kelly guns it downfield. It's picked off by Fred Marion. Rob Riddick throws him down, but Marion with the interception. The 7-year veteran from Miami, who led the team last year with 4 interceptions, picks off Kelly's pass.
Intended for Andre Reed, number 83. Marion, 31, is the free safety. Reads the quarterback's eyes and gets over there and makes a tremendous play. Excellent catch by Fred Marion. In Buffalo, he returns at 22 yards. Watch it again now. It looks for a minute like the receiver's open. Ball slightly underthrown, but Marion, the free safety, just hanging back there in center field, came over and made a great play. And Buffalo has had so much trouble scoring. Stopped once again.
That's the 3rd interception incurred by Kelly this year. First down at the 23. Big play by Marion. Irving Fryer is in motion. And it's Rob Perriman who fumbles the football. The Bills think they have recovered. Looks like Fred Smerlas, the veteran nose tackle, down the middle of the pile. And it's Buffalo's football.
I don't know if Smerlas gets the fumble recovery, but he sure caused it. Watch the offensive line of the Patriots goes backwards. There's no place for the running back to go. And that's Smerlas right in the middle there, number 76. A tremendous play as he beats the guard. The ball comes loose. And let's see who makes the recovery. Doesn't matter as long as it's a blue shirt. Buffalo's got the ball. There it is right there. Somebody's going to grab it, I know. Is that Talley? Whatever. Buffalo has it. Watch Smerlas, though. He's the one that causes this.
Looked like Leon Seals recovered it.
Big break for Buffalo, though. After having that interception turnover, Patriots can't take advantage. Buffalo's got a great opportunity.
First down at the 28. Scoreless game. Andre Reed is in motion. Thurman Thomas straight ahead. To the 22-yard line. Tackle made by Lawrence McGrew and Roland James.
You know, you might think that Buffalo would go for a quick score here, Mel. They had a long drive prior to this turnover. Probably a little bit tired after, I think, 14 plays in that drive. You get a turnover, maybe you want to go into the end zone as quickly as possible. Let's see if Kelly does that.
Second down and 5 at the 23. Scott Norwood getting ready on the sidelines. Chris Burkett is wide to the right. Andre Reed playing with that soft cast on his broken left wrist, and he goes in motion. The pitch to Thomas. Thomas to the 20 for a pickup of 2 yards. Garen Veras, the 4-year veteran from Stanford, makes the tackle. He's the Patriots' best defensive lineman. Thomas has carried 7 times for 28 yards in the first half.
He's working hard today, Thomas is. Not getting not a lot of yardage for those 7 carries. Good play by Veras that time as you see Thomas coming off for a breather.
Ronnie Harmon replaces him. Thomas second Eric Dickerson in rushing in the AFC. And there's the injured Tony Eason talking with Steve Grogan on the sidelines. Third third down and 2 from the 20. Kelly's pass is complete. A penalty marker down as he hooks up with tight end Pete Metzelaars. He has the first down yardage, but there's a marker down.
Let's wait and see what the penalty is, but a good play by Metzelaars.
Offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference, an unusual call. You don't see that often. Let's see if we can pick it up. Kelly has time to wait for his tight end to come free in the middle. I think he called it on 88, Mel. Sounded like he said 88. We couldn't see it on the screen there.
Metzelaars may have pushed off.
I think the important thing on that one is that Kelly had time to throw it, because now he's got third and long, and he's going to need some time at this point. Good protection by Buffalo's offensive line there.
As a result of the penalty, it'll be 3rd and 12 from the 30. 12:36 remaining in a scoreless second quarter. Kelly on the handoff. Rob Riddick. Riddick with extra effort. Let's see where they'll mark him. Now they're going to give him forward progress to the 18-yard line on a little second burst. Roland James and Raymond Claiborne there to knock him out of bounds.
He almost picked up the first down. It looks as though Buffalo's just going to settle for the field goal, and yet sprinting to the outside, Riddick avoids a couple of tackles, makes a nice move back to the inside, and squirts forward here. He almost picks. See, there's the marker, that orange marker there. Almost got it. Yeah, Buffalo went for it the last time on 4th down. You know they won't this time. Field goal team on the field.
So Scott Norwood, who's made 5 of 6 field goal attempts, is into boot with John Kidd, the punter, holding for him. This will be a 38-yard attempt by Norwood, who kicked 3 last week against Miami. He was awarded a game ball for his work last week against the Dolphins, and he splits the uprights. So the Bills take the lead on a 38-yard field goal by Norwood. And with 12:15 remaining in the second quarter, Buffalo has taken a 3-0 lead.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda and the exciting new Mazda cars and trucks for 1989. By Pennzoil, the motor oil that gives you world-class protection. And by Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
Buffalo leading 3-0 on a 38-yard field goal by Scott Norwood, and he'll kick off. With 12:15 remaining, Norwood, who has been criticized for not kicking the ball deep enough on kickoffs, and 2 rookies back deep, 82 Sammy Martin and 39 Marvin Allen. Martin has had 2 long runbacks called back this year because of penalties. And it's Martin bringing it back. Martin still on his feet. Good run back to the 25. Sammy Martin, who injured his ankle last week against the Vikings. He had a 73-yarder against the Jets called back and a 35-yarder against Minnesota last week, nullified by penalties. The Jets lead the Oilers 14-3. Denver and Kansas City now tied. The Packers on the scoreboard at 17-7 Miami. Phoenix leading Tampa Bay 13-3. And the Lions with a 7-0 lead over the Saints. First out to 25. And it's John Stevens, the big rookie from Northwest Louisiana State. Art Still, the 11-year veteran from Kentucky, on the stop for Buffalo. And let's go to an update, NFL Live, with Gail Sirens in New York.
In New York this afternoon, the Jets have taken a 14-3 lead over the Houston Oilers. An interception sets it up. A 44-yard pass from Ken O'Brien to Wesley Walker puts them at the 8. Freeman McNeil does the honors. The Jets lead at 14-3. Back to New England.
All right, thank you, Gail. The Jets, a real surprise, beating Cleveland last week. And if Freeman McNeil can stay healthy, he could have a fine season. Steve Grogan. Sideline pattern, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Odoms. Odoms, a second-year cornerback from Wisconsin, picks off Grogan's pass. Steve was intercepted 3 times last week. Pass was intended for Stanley Morgan.
This is a big turnover for Buffalo. The Patriots dearly needed to stay on the field for a while to give their defense a break. But instead, Grogan throws the interception, trying to throw the out, and Odoms is in perfect position. Nice play. Made the interception, first of his career, and Buffalo gets another chance. It's amazing they haven't scored but 3 points so far.
Nate Odom's a second-round pick a year ago from Wisconsin. He started all 12 games last year as a rookie, and Brogan is shaking his head on the sidelines. Of course, he calls his own plays. He's the only quarterback in the NFL to do so. First down to 41. Kelly going for the jugular, and he hooks up with Chris Burkett. Was he in bounds?
No, they're saying no. Good call by the official. I don't think he got both feet in. We'll look at it again on the right of your screen. Looks like 1 foot comes down. Good pass by Kelly, though, as Lepet fell down.
No question.
No question at all.
So it's an incomplete pass, and it's second down and 10. 3-0 Buffalo. 11:05 remaining in the second quarter. Jim Kelly, who played in the USFL with the Houston Gamblers, where he passed for 83 touchdowns. Here comes Rembert on a blitz, and down goes Kelly. Johnny Rembert having an outstanding first half.
It's Rembert's second sack of the day. The Bills are concentrating on Tippett, and Rembert, number 52 from the inside, makes the play. Let's see if we can catch it. See, it's a stunt. He comes around from the outside. Looks like a lookout block by one of the offensive linemen there. Kelly down again.
Did you ever throw any of those lookout blocks in your 11 years of the Patriots?
A few now and then.
Let me hear the call.
What you really want, you say it's a big lookout, and then you look for a place to hide yourself. Unfortunately, in today's NFL, there's no place to hide.
3rd and 16 following the sack. The ball at the 47-yard line of New England. 3-0 Buffalo. Kelly over the middle, and it's incomplete out of the hands of Trumaine Johnson. Johnson, who had 2 great years in the USFL, but he's been somewhat of a disappointment in his NFL career.
Hard to understand why, too. That's Raymond Claiborne, number 26. One-on-one. Claiborne, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, coming off knee surgery. Trumaine Johnson looks like he's open to the inside. Is open. No inside help. Ball's thrown pretty well. He just can't hang on. I wonder if it's a question of confidence with him. He dropped one last week. He just hasn't been able to do it in the National Football League.
John Kidd is in to punt. In 1985, he set an NFL mark with 33 punts down inside the 20. Looking for placement on this kick. Irving Fryer with a fair catch at the 10-yard line. 37-yard kick, and the Patriots will have poor field position when we return, with Buffalo ahead 3-0.
The Pittsburgh Steelers head into a cold front in Buffalo when they take on Cornelius Bennett and the NFL's stingiest defense.
Or the Jets will try to strike a winning tune in Motown as they battle the Detroit Lions.
Before your team takes the field, catch NFL Live, only on NBC.
And not too far away at Fenway Park in Boston, the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-1 in the second inning. The Red Sox have taken 2 of 3, the first 3 games in that series, to open up a 5.5-game lead over New York. The Orioles and Tigers are scoreless. The final game of that series in Detroit. First down for the Pats at the 10-yard line, and the pitch is to John Stevens, who really hasn't gotten untracked yet.
That's his 4th carry. I don't think he has a total of 10 yards yet, but of course the whole offense by the Patriots hasn't gotten untracked, as you see Raymond Berry looking on, and it's really crucial, I think, for the Patriots offense to maintain some possession right now.
There are 10 rookies on this Patriot team, 8 draftees, and that's unusual for a Raymond Berry coach team, isn't it?
Very unusual for Raymond Berry. Very much veteran-oriented. He said he was as surprised as anybody that 10 rookies made it this year.
John Stevens and Robert Perriman in the backfield on second down and 8. 3-0 Buffalo. Fryer in motion. Stevens. First big gainer for Stevens as he gets down to the 19-yard line. Darryl Talley on the stop for the Bills. Here are the new faces in the Patriot lineup.
I think what's interesting there is the fact that 2 of them are kickers, and that's highly unusual in the NFL these days, to entrust your kicking game to 2 rookies. A lot of them are playing on that graphic right there. Stevens is the number 1 draft choice. He looked good on that last play. Good cutback up the middle.
3rd down and 1 at the 20-yard line. 2 tight ends in the game. Willie Scott, an excellent blocker, and Steve Johnson, a rookie from Virginia Tech. Fryer in motion. Stevens for the first down. A big, strong kid from Northwest Louisiana State. In high school, he was an offensive guard. The best running back on his high school team got hurt. The coach said, "You've got to take over." He became a running back and went on to become the most valuable offensive player in the state of Louisiana.
An offensive lineman's dream. He got taken out of the pits and became a hero. 220 pounds. He's got good speed. Patriots dearly needed that first down.
Runs a 4.3840, and he can bench press 445 pounds. On first down is Stevens ripping through a big hole. Out to the 27-yard line. Beginning to pick up momentum. Dwight Drain made the stop for the Bills.
Raymond Berry said, as we watch Stevens again, Raymond Berry said he was just going to run Stevens today until he ran out of gas, worried about his stamina because he signed late, as you see him cracking up the middle. I question, as we see Raymond Berry there, how when you're 23, 24 years old, how can you run out of gas? Stevens is getting a workout now.
I don't know. I don't remember. I can't remember that far back. Second down and 4 at the 27. Buffalo leading 3-0. The give is to Robert Perriman, the fullback. Dragged down near the line of scrimmage by Leon Seals, number 96, who's been starting a defensive end in place of Bruce Smith, and he's played well.
Hasn't he? He really has played well. That's quite a story. He came right in there, one of the best defensive linemen in the league, and Bruce Smith, and yet he's out on a 30-day substance abuse problem. But Seals has done an excellent job of filling in. Buffalo's defense is just playing extremely well. I don't know if they can keep it up without some help from their offense, but playing well right now.
60-year-old Marv Levy, who took over for Hank Bullough with 7 games left in the 1986 season. Third down, 3. Perriman breaks to the outside, a first down and more, and brought down at the 46-yard line. Robert Perriman, a big favorite. He's a local kid from Bourne, Massachusetts, on Cape Cod, and he picks up 17 yards.
Watch what Cornelius Bennett does, number 55. He takes the outside, and all of a sudden there's a wide opening right up the middle there that Perriman takes advantage of. The first good run of the day by the Patriots. He started 2 games last year as a rookie. Good run by Robert Perriman, who wants to be called Robert instead of Bob because he says that's what his mother named him.
First down at the 45. Buffalo leading 3-0 with 6:36 remaining in the second quarter. It's Stevens backed up by Shane Conlon and nose tackle Fred Smerlas. Smerlas, who always wants to play well here. He performed collegially at Boston College, is in Waltham, Massachusetts, local product.
He really is playing well, too. He's one of the only of, as you see the graphic about Smerlas, he's the only one of 4 players from Buffalo that's ever beaten the Patriots. This 11-game winning streak the Patriots have enjoyed. Smerlas is playing extremely well today.
With the exception of the 3 replacement games last year, he has started every game since 1980. He thinks this Buffalo defensive unit is better than the one that they had in 1980 and 81 in Buffalo.
I think he's right.
Second down and 8 at the 47. Stevens getting a workout. The Tupper trying to throw a block for him, and he's dragged down from behind by Dwight Drain.
That's just a tremendous play by Dwight Drain, the strong safety, number 45. He saw the guard pulling, got out there and fought off the block and made the play.
Drain, who played in the USFL with the Los Angeles Express for a couple of years, played collegially for Barry Switzer at Oklahoma.
You know, they question, the Bills coaches question his speed, but he sure looked pretty good going laterally on that play.
Third down and 5. Craig James and Mosey Tutupu are in the backfield for the Patriots. James, number 32, played only 2 games last year before injuring his knee, and he was out for the rest of the year. Brogan from the shotgun. And it's complete to James. Out of bounds after picking up a first down. Derek Burrows knocked him out.
James is a situation back after gaining almost 1,200 yards in their Super Bowl year. Now he's used as a pass receiver. Watch him as he goes in motion, and just a quick pass to the outside to take advantage as Pryor takes the inside, take advantage of the mix-up in the coverage, and James picks up the first down.
He gained 1,227 yards in 1985, the year the Patriots went to the Super Bowl, but there's a big difference in this team because most of the offensive line from that year is gone. John Hanna retired. Brian Holloway, the left tackle, is gone. Pete Brock was released. Ron Wooten is still with the team, although he's injured, and Steve Moore is not with the Patriots. Stevens plowing straight ahead to the 38-yard line. So we'll give those offensive linemen a little credit, John. You know how they appreciate that.
One of these days, when I'm doing a game, the Budweiser star of the game is going to be an offensive lineman. So.
It might be today. A reminder to our viewers, it'll be selecting the Budweiser MVP for today's game at the conclusion of the game. Nice segue, John. I thought you were a rookie in this business. Second down, 5 at the 38. Buffalo leading 3-0 with 5:09 remaining in the first half. Stanley Morgan splits out wide to the left. Irving Pryor wide to the right. Perriman and Stevens are the running backs. Ray Bentley all over Robert Perriman before he ever got started.
Just a case of bad luck on the part of the Patriots, and a good play by Bentley as they pull a guard, and Bentley, number 50, just shoots the gap behind it. See it right there? The guard pulled up, Bentley just right in behind there. There's nothing you can do about that as an offensive team, and Bentley took advantage of it.
Bentley has played well in the first 2.5 games. He reported at training camp 10 pounds lighter and feels he's much quicker. 3rd down and 8. Reggie Dupart and Craig James into the backfield now for New England. Cedric Jones also in a 3rd wide receiver. They like to use him on 3rd down. Brogan going deep downfield, and it's caught by Cedric Jones. Touchdown! Brogan, who loves to throw deep, hooks up with Cedric Jones, a 44-yard bomb as he got behind Derek Burrows for 6.
Can't throw it any better than that. Cedric Jones even managed to watch the Patriots pick up the blitz. Conlon is blitzing. They've got a safety blitz on. He got single coverage downfield, and Brogan read it, and a perfect pass to the outside where the defensive back has no chance. Cedric Jones for the touchdown.
Patriots have taken a 6-3 lead. Teddy Garcia, who missed 2 extra points in the first game against the Jets, puts this one through. A big play by Steve Brogan. A 44-yard bomb to Cedric Jones, and with 4:06 remaining in the first half, it's 7-3 New England.
This has not given up a touchdown pass this year prior to this one. Brogan on 3rd and 8, downfield. Perfect pass to Cedric Jones. Right over his shoulder, gets his foot down in for the touchdown. That was Derek Burrows that he beat. First touchdown pass this year against Buffalo. Patriots take the lead.
7-3 New England. Teddy Garcia's kickoff into the end zone. Errol Tucker's going to bring it out. Good coverage downfield by the fired-up Patriots. As the tackle is made by Rod McSwain, number 23. The penalty marker down, however.
Errol Tucker, number 22, had his arms up in the air as if to say, who me? See what the call is.
There's McSwain, whose brother played on the Pats replacement team a year ago.
Number 22.
Well, that's Errol Tucker, and that's a costly mistake. Buffalo's offense is having a tough enough time. See if you can see it. Number 22 is carrying the ball. As he gets up, what happens? Oh, well, I don't know. Cheap call, I think. That's just a little tap with a football.
He apparently thought McSwain hit him late.
Yeah. I don't think you need to call that one. If he takes a swipe at him, okay. But
so unsportsmanlike conduct called against Errol Tucker. And as a result of the penalty, the Bills will begin this drive from their 10-yard line. It's 7-3 New England, 3:56 remaining in the second quarter. Mueller and Thomas, the running back behind Jim Kelly. Andre Reed is in motion. Thomas lost his footing as he tried to make a cut. He'll lose a yard. Lawrence McGrew makes the stop for the Patriots. And let's go to NFL Live in New York for an update with Gail Sirrett.
The Jets having their way at the Meadowlands this afternoon. They've taken a 21-3 lead over Houston in the second quarter. O'Brien to Wesley Walker, a 50-yard touchdown pass. They hooked up earlier on a 44-yard reception. The Jets lead at 21-3 in the second. Back to New England.
Thank you, Gail. Jim Kelly back to throw, getting pressured downfield. Incomplete as he overthrows Andre Reed. Raymond Claiborne, the great 12-year veteran, back in coverage for the Patriots.
I like the call by Kelly, though. Buffalo needs to do this. Try to stretch that field. Take advantage of the quarterback that you've got. Good coverage that time by Claiborne. But Kelly, as you can see, 0 for 5 with an interception in the second quarter. He needs to get his confidence up a little bit, I think.
A rough week for Jim Kelly. Earlier, a Buffalo disc jockey made some references to him that perhaps he might have a drug problem. Kelly vehemently denied it. They called a press conference. He said, I'll take a drug test any place, any time. As a result, the disc jockey was fired, but it was kind of an unsettling situation, and Kelly in trouble now. Down he goes. Wrapped up by Andre Tippett.
Well, you can tell how the crowd here in Foxborough likes it. Good coverage downfield. Kelly's got no place to go. He could be very dangerous in this kind of a situation. Last week against Miami, he picked up a lot of yardage running the ball, but the Patriots, Tippett, does a good job to come back in the middle and stop that. If it weren't for Tippett, Kelly might have gotten the first down.
Oh, it'll be 4th down and 8. John Kidd is in to punt. His 4th kick of the first half. Fired up New England defense. The Pats ahead 7-3 with 2:35 left in the half. Good kick by Kidd. Pryor back inside the 30. Oh, what a block. One of the Patriots just laid a crunching block. It looked like Jim Bowman.
So many times that'll happen when it's a deep punt. You got some room to set up your return as it's getting a little chippy over there on the sideline. A 60-yard punt. Pryor has to go back for it. Watch number 28, Jim Bowman, come over to help out here. He's the backup strong safety. He's big as a linebacker. Whew, that one hurt.
It was Wayne Davis that fell beneath that truck. He really got nailed. 59-yard punt by Kidd.
Steve Grogan is trying to calm Irving Pryor down. Pryor very excitable.
How about those Jets? 21-3 over the Oilers in the second quarter. Trying to make it 2 in a row after beating Cleveland a week ago. Minnesota now leading the Bears 14-7. The Redskins over the Eagles 14-3. Cardinals have opened up a 20-3 lead over Tampa Bay. 2:19 left second quarter. The Patriots lead 7-3 as they begin this drive from the 38. John Stevens on the carry.
I don't think Grogan has thrown the ball on first down yet today. They really are very predictable with their offense, giving the ball to Stevens up the middle on first down.
And we'll get the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes remaining in the first half from Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, it's 7-3 New England. Mel Proctor with John Morris back in Foxborough at Fenway Park here in Boston. The Red Sox now leading the Yankees 7-1, trying to open up a 6.5 game lead over New York in the American League East. That's in the 3rd inning. The Orioles and Tigers scoreless in Detroit in the 1st. Second down 6 for the Patriots. They lead Buffalo 7-3 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And again, it's John Stevens, his 12th carry of the first half. The Patriots relying primarily on a running game. Steve Grogan has thrown only 5 times, but John, that running game has set up the passing game, and the long bomb, a 41-yarder to Cedric Jones.
That's right. All it takes is one pass when it's going to be a 41-yarder for a touchdown. Stevens hasn't really shaken loose yet. He's carried the ball 12 times, and maybe they're just trying to wear down the defense. I don't think Buffalo's defense is the type that gets worn down.
NFL Live coming up at halftime. Len Berman and Paul McGuire will be on hand, and Frank DeFord will interview Commissioner Pete Rozelle. Paul McGuire, who once played for the Buffalo Bills. Did you ever play against him?
I certainly did. He was a punter for Buffalo back in the old days at War Memorial Stadium.
You go that far back?
Way back. Ice Age.
Grogan downfield again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Kelso, the free safety.
That's just a bad pass by Steve Grogan. The free safety was right there to make the play. In fact, he was the closest man to that one. We see it again out of the shotgun. I think Grogan would like to have this one back. Way over Fryer's head. Kelso had the best shot at it. Second interception of the day for Steve Grogan.
Mark Kelso, a 10th round pick of the Eagles in 1985. They cut him. He was picked up as a free agent, and last year had 4 interceptions to tie for the AFC lead, and Grogan troubled by the interceptions. First half, a first down for the Bills. Kelly over the middle to Ronnie Harmon. Johnny Rembert wrestles him down at the 40-yard line.
It's an important series for Buffalo. They've been struggling so much offensively. Their defense has been asked to carry the load today. They need some points right now before the half if they can get it.
And they're in their 2-minute offense now. Kelly's pass intercepted by Fred Marion, his second of the game. Has been the story of this first half. Pass was intended for Chris Burkett.
Burkett's got the ball.
Wound up with a football, and Marion made the interception.
Second one of the day for Marion. And again, the free safety just playing center field. He reads the quarterback and comes up. You see 31 come up quickly that time. Good play by Marion as he read Kelly's eyes sets that drive off again. His first interception was in the end zone. We look at it again. Watch number 31 as we watch it from the end zone. Well, there he is on the sideline. Freddie Marion has been to one Pro Bowl. He had 7 interceptions a couple of years ago, 2 today.
First down to 43 with 38 seconds remaining. Grogan with a sideline tie into Reggie Dupard. He's out of bounds to stop the clock. Cornelius Bennett knocked him out of bounds. Dupard, who lost his starting running back spot to John Stevens.
It's interesting with Grogan calling his own plays. He looks like he's going to try and get some more points. He's not going to play it conservatively. On the other hand, Buffalo's coach Levy was criticized by all the fans in Rich Stadium last week for doing that and for not going for the touchdown. Grogan has never been conservative in his entire 14 years.
Second down and 8 at the 41, 34 seconds remaining. First half. Grogan over the middle of a wide open Craig James. And James picks up a first down at the 21-yard line. Derek Burrows, who was burned for a touchdown earlier in the game, made the tackle. A gain of 21.
You see it again. Craig James out of the back, actually lined up as a receiver this time. From the left side comes in, nobody covering him. Shane Conlon, number 58, is the closest linebacker. Buffalo's defense is asked to do an awful lot today. I don't know if they can continue to hold the Patriots when their offense is struggling as much as it is. If you watch Craig James, just a little pass off from the left side, Conlon misses the tackle, and James, a former running back, takes advantage.
And the Patriots have called a timeout with 26 seconds remaining. It's a timeout situation, each team with 2 remaining.
This really could be a backbreaker for Buffalo's defense, though, Mel. They played so well today. Really only one mistake, giving up the touchdown, and that was just a good play by Grogan. But Buffalo's defense has played so well, and their offense keeps putting them in the hole. If they can rise up now with, 26 seconds left to go in the half and prevent the Patriots from scoring, it'll be a tremendous lift for them going into the locker room.
Cedric Jones is wide to the right. Stanley Morgan is wide to the left. Irving Fryer is in the backfield with Grogan in the shotgun. And it's caught by Reggie Dupard. No gain on the play, however, as Wayne Davis knocked him out of bounds. Reggie Dupard, a first-round pick out of SMU in 1986. He was hurt most of his rookie year. He had turf toe.
The dreaded turf toe. Patriots have 2 timeouts left, as do the Buffalo Bills.
No gain on the play. 21 seconds remaining. Second quarter. It's 7-3 New England. Patriots going for their 12th consecutive win over the Buffalo Bills. Craig James in motion. The inside handoff to Dupard. Nothing doing. Kind of a strange call.
I think they were trying to fool Buffalo and did not fool them at all. That was Talley that made the play. Tremendous play by the outside linebacker, Darryl Talley, that he wasn't fooled. I don't know, maybe the Patriots have decided they'll settle for a field goal.
And New England takes another timeout as Teddy Garcia gets ready on the sidelines. Garcia, a rookie from Northeast Louisiana. He had an auspicious debut in preseason. His first field goal attempt hit an offensive lineman in the rear end, and Raymond Berry said, well, at least nobody got hurt.
It's easy for him to say. He wasn't in there.
He missed his first field goal against the Jets, but had kicked 5 straight coming into this game. Reminder that our Olympic coverage from Seoul continues following NFL football. We'll bring you up to date on the boxing action, which already has seen some upsets, plus weightlifting's Mighty Mites will astound in the flyweight class, lifting almost 3 times their body weight overhead. That's coming up next. The games of the 24th Olympiad, only on NBC. 16 seconds remaining in the first half. Third down, 9 at the 19. Grogan into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanley Morgan. A 19-yard pass from Grogan to Morgan as he beat Nate Odoms on the play.
Grogan's favorite receiver, Stanley Morgan, has been for a long, long time. Morgan just ran the corner pattern. Nate Odoms had no chance, just got beaten on the play. Morgan and Grogan have done that a lot of times, especially to the Buffalo Bills.
Grogan says, Morgan and I have been together so long, we think alike on the football field. I know where he's going to be when I throw the football, and he knows where the ball is going to be when I let it go.
And a lot of times he will come back into the huddle, Morgan will, and let Steve Grogan know what kind of play to call. Now, I've never seen a receiver come back say he wasn't covered, but...
Penny Garcia's kick is perfect. Good first half for the New England Patriots, trying to hand the Bills their first loss. And there's Stanley Morgan, the all-time leading receiver in New England history. Had a great career here. Now in his 12th year out of Tennessee.
Grogan is so good at taking advantage of turnovers. That time, the second interception by Kelly gave the Patriots an opportunity with less than a minute to go in the half. And a lot of teams would have just elected to run the clock out. Not the Patriots. They were thinking score all the way. Grogan stayed in shotgun, took him down the field a couple of plays, got the touchdown.
John, you played with Steve Grogan. What makes him special?
I think it's his leadership ability. He's got a lot of respect among the players. He's a tough quarterback. He takes his licks and he doesn't complain. And you can see him right there. You can just tell he's got a quiet leadership ability about him. He has burned the Buffalo Bills over the years.
Tough is an understatement. He's had 4 knee operations, elbow surgery, 2 broken legs, a broken hand, a pinched nerve in his neck. He's lost his job twice, to Matt Cavanaugh in 1982 and to Tony Eason in 1984, and still going strong in his 14th year.
Showing no signs of slowing down.
With 11 seconds left in the half. Errol Tucker is back deep, awaiting Garcia's kickoff. 14-3, New England. Onside kick. Little chip shot over the middle. Picked up by Mark Pike, the backup defensive end, and Vincent Brown makes the tackle for the Patriots with 6 seconds remaining.
Actually, a good kick by Garcia. I think he was just trying to prevent the run back. Get into one of those fat guys with a number 90 on him, you're not going to get a run back. Well, Kelly's really had his problems today. Buffalo's offense has really had a struggle throughout this first half. Interceptions are killing them. Still haven't gotten that touchdown pass from Kelly yet this season.
First down at the 35, 6 seconds remaining. It looks like Kelly's just going to run out the clock. Well, the Buffalo Bills still having a difficult time getting into the end zone. They scored only 1 touchdown all year, but a big first half for Steve Grogan with a pair of touchdown passes to Cedric Jones and Stanley Morgan. And the Patriots leave the field with a 14-3 lead over the Buffalo Bills. And NFL Live halftime activities will continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Welcome back to NFL Live. Who would have thought that after 2.5 games, Jim Kelly would not have a touchdown pass this year? Now, the rest of the scores and highlights. The Jets over Houston, all over them. 21-3 in the second quarter is a surprise to some people, particularly Paul McGuire, not to Brigitte Nielsen, who's Mark Gastineau's fiancée. Gastineau with a sack today. She's spelling, what, I love you, Paul, something. In the first quarter, Ken O'Brien hits Kurt Sohn, struggles in for an 8-yard touchdown, capped an 80-yard drive. Are they psyched up about it? The Jets with a 7-3 lead. Much more to come for the Jets. Freeman McNeil, 8 yards. This was set up by a long bomb to Wesley Walker. And O'Brien and Walker having a field day. O'Brien's passed for nearly 200 yards today and 2 touchdowns. This one, 50 yards, O'Brien to Walker. Jets, 21-3 in the second quarter. You said it would be over by halftime.
I said it would be
Wrong
a
team.
blowout by halftime. I just had the wrong team. That's all. You talk about the defense of the Jets. They have just stopped Houston totally. Cody Carlson was 0 for 6 at the beginning of the game, and it finally completed a pass. But the Jets are all over him. Wesley Walker and Al Toon are running anywhere and everywhere.
This is a major surprise, even for Jets fans. Elsewhere on the scoreboard, Kansas City leading John Elway, another struggling quarterback. That game's in the second quarter. 10-3, the Chiefs on top. Steve DeBerg for the Chiefs against his old team, 6 yards. Carlos Carson touchdown. Elway historically struggles against the Kansas City Chiefs. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh this afternoon, AFC Central battle, and Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 7-2 in the second quarter. Norman Julius Esiason, boomer to you, leads the National Football League with 8 touchdown passes now. Here he goes, 13 yards to Stanley Wilson. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 7-2, that game in the second quarter. The game you're watching, of course, New England over Buffalo, 14-3. Grogan, of course, hitting Morgan a short time ago, that 19-yard touchdown pass. New England on top there. Green Bay and Miami. Green Bay continues to struggle, looking for its oil. Both of these teams are winless thus far, but Miami leads it 24-14 second quarter. Washington and Philadelphia. Washington jumped on top 14-zip. It's now 14-3 second quarter there. Minnesota surprising Chicago at Soldier Field. This game in the second quarter, the Vikes leading it 17-7. New Orleans and Detroit 7-7. Now it's 14-7. Detroit on top. That game's in the second quarter. The Lions have just scored. Extra point good. Detroit by 7. Phoenix looking for its first win now as an Arizona team. They're playing at Tampa Bay. The Bucks are 1-1. Phoenix leading it 20-3. That game in the second quarter. And a baseball score for you. The Yankees and Red Sox. Red Sox big in the third inning. They are thinking American League Eastern Division crowd now at Fenway. The magic number, if this holds up, will be just 9 for the Red Sox as they are doing it to the Yankees this afternoon. Now, anything else on your mind, sir?
Denver just scored a touchdown. Tony Dorsett, which would, if they get the extra point, will tie the game in Kansas City.
Okay, but still no Elway touchdown pass in this one yet. He did have a couple of good passes earlier. We'll continue with more NFL Live halftime activities right after these words from your local station.
Time for the Dear John Roman.
And as halftime continues on NFL Live, Pete Rozelle was elected NFL commissioner in 1960. He was a compromise choice on the 23rd ballot. Since he's been on the job, the United States has had 8 different presidents. But unlike running the country, running the NFL has remained a one-man show. Our Frank DeFord recently spent some time with the commissioner.
You're chosen by the owners, paid by the owners, and so the players and a great many other people always say, he's not really the commissioner of football, he's just a commissioner for the owners. Do you think of yourself as that?
I can understand why players would say that, but I think that some of them realize that that's not the way I've operated. I don't feel obligated to the owners. I could quit at any time. The main thing is seeing that you're fair. And in grievances, as an example, between owners and their employees, I think you look at the track record there, they'd see that the employees, if they had a valid contract, come out way ahead each time I have to hear them.
You got the job as commissioner because you were so popular. Everybody liked Pete Rozelle, but through the years you've been called an awful lot of names, even on the stand. Have you gotten thick-skinned?
I think thicker than when I became commissioner. But I'm like everyone else, sensitive to criticism. But I just, in my own mind, I realize it's I guess we're lucky people are that interested in football. They'll delve very deeply into our drug policy, on our player trading policy, union management problems, and they do it because there's so much interest in the NFL. So I try to tell myself, well, you're just lucky they care that much, even though I might be criticized in the process.
What was the hardest decision you ever had to make as commissioner?
I guess it was probably Kennedy Sunday. And I'd gone to school with the President Kennedy's press secretary, Pierre Salinger. And I asked Pierre what he thought. And Pierre said, well, under the circumstances, I think that you should play, Pete. And I don't say that was a determining factor, but that was one of the things that convinced me. And the criticism was very, very personal. I felt it. And it was probably the toughest decision I made. Probably it was an improper decision. It might have been better if we'd somehow scrambled the schedule and played all those games later. But that was the toughest one.
This is an old stunt. I'm going to give you a name. Just answer it with whatever pops into your mind, okay? Al Davis.
Great. Very, very competitive. One of the better egos in the league. Great desire to win, and thinks only of his football team, as some other owners do, but great desire to win, very competitive.
All right, Pete, why are the Super Bowls always so rotten?
I can only assume that tremendous pressure that's generated would affect one team for some reason more than the other, and you don't get quite as close a game, but the hype is fantastic. The being on the site for a week, it all builds up the fans, and just apparently one team is affected, as I say, more than the other.
That was an interesting pregnant pause when he was thinking about Al Davis for a moment, his arch rival. We'll continue with more NFL Live from New York in just a minute.
We'll be right back with more halftime activity in just a moment. Massachusetts, and Patriot fans enjoying the day so far with New England leading 14-3 at halftime. Hello again, Mel Proctor along with John Morris. We talked about the vaunted Bills defense, but let's give that Patriot defense some credit. Couple of sacks and 2 interceptions off Jim Kelly.
Haven't they played well today? Maybe they rose to the occasion. They figured maybe Buffalo was getting too much attention. They deserve some of it. And Grogan has played well. He's been the story for the Patriots on offense. But Kelly is really struggling today again. As we see Grogan on the sideline there, warming up, getting ready to start the second half. He's hit on 2 touchdown bombs. Today they really surprised Buffalo's defense. I think other than that, Buffalo's played pretty well on defense.
Let's take a look at those highlights from the first half. Steve Grogan in the spotlight here.
This is the first one, 41 yards down the right sideline to Cedric Jones. A perfect pass by Grogan as Derek Burrows got beat. But you just can't throw it a whole lot better than that. Cedric Jones for the touchdown. That was the first one. You can see that Burrows is a little upset about that as Cedric celebrates in the end zone. And the second one was set up by Kelly's second interception. Patriots with about 23 seconds left to go in the half elected to go for the end zone. And there's Stanley Morgan, Steve Grogan's favorite receiver. Nate Odoms is victimized on that one, so the Patriots have the lead. Surprising, I think, to a lot of people.
Jim Kelly had a very poor second quarter. He was 1 for 7 in the second period and was intercepted twice. Rushing totals about even. Big difference in the passing. It was the big plays and the Patriots defense that have decided it so far.
Patriots defense has played well, Mel, but I think that you've got to point the finger a little bit at Jim Kelly here. He's had a tough season so far, and he's really struggling today. He's thrown 2 interceptions to Fred Marion. He just did not throw the ball very well on either one. Marion made a good play, but you know that Kelly is thinking to himself, hey, I've got to produce. I'm the guy that's supposed to be taking this team to the playoffs. And they're far from out of this game, don't get me wrong, but Kelly is the one that's going to have to do it. His defense cannot continue to do the job and carry them throughout the season. So we'll look for him in the second half, see if they've made any adjustments. You know he's too good a quarterback to continue playing like this.
Marv Levy's Bills down 14-3 at the half. Steve Grogan on the sidelines with Raymond Berry.
Crowd reaction was the announcement of the Red Sox score. Red Sox are having no problems with the Yankees. Look like they're going to win the pennant.
Saw Grogan on the sidelines with Raymond Berry. Grogan, who's had a tremendous career, he says, I can just relax now and play the game knowing that I've had a good career. He said, if it's over tomorrow, I've got nothing to hang my head about. I can just go out and play. And he said he loves football. He likes to play golf. He liked to play baseball when he was a kid. But he said there's something special about football. He loves the matchup of the minds between the coaches. He said it's a lot like chess. And he said he can't think of anything more pleasurable on a Sunday afternoon than going out and playing a football game.
That's easy for a quarterback to say. I wonder if he feels that way when he gets hit by Cornelius Bennett and those 240-pound linebackers. What a career Grogan's had, though, and he'll make an outstanding coach someday if that's what he wants to do.
So Scott Norwood is ready to kick off for the Buffalo Bills. New England leading 14-3. Deep for the Patriots are 39 Marvin Allen, 82 Sammy Martin, and this kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Kickoff will be taken by Allen at the 3 and brought down at the 20-yard line by Sherman Colcroft, who was just signed. Colcroft, who played with the Kansas City Chiefs, just signed late this week. Allen has been a surprise, an 11th round pick from Tulane. Good running back, but a good receiver, and they're using him on returns. When the Patriots trained at Tulane University for the Super Bowl in 1985, he showed up and watched a lot of their practices. First down at the 20. John Stevens and Robert Perriman, the running backs, along with Grogan, who was 8 for 10 in the first half. Patriots have yet to throw on first down. Stevens. And the rookie from Northwest Louisiana State, brought down by Ray Bentley. Stevens carried 12 times for 38 yards in the first half.
Nice job inside again by number 50, Ray Bentley, Buffalo linebacker. You don't hear much about him when you've got Conlon and Bennett on the same team. Number 50 is not going to have his name called too often, but he's playing extremely well today. Had an interception earlier in the game. A nice job in the middle.
Bentley, who played for Michigan and Oakland in the U.S. Football League, collegiately performed at Central Michigan.
I'm sorry, he had a sack, not an interception.
Kelso and Odoms have the 2 interceptions for Buffalo at 2nd down and 7. Stevens to the the outside, across the 30. He's got a first down, showing that explosive quickness.
This time, as we see the play again, watch number 34, the lead back, Perryman. He blocks Bentley this time. Nice job to the inside, and Stevens reacts off of that block. Picks up good yardage.
Perryman got the block on Shane Conlon. Art Still made the tackle. And it's a first down at the 32.
50 yards carrying the ball for Stevens, the rookie, in 14 tries.
Irving Fryar goes wide to the left. Stanley Morgan is wide to the right. Stevens straight ahead. Straightened up, spins away from the tackle, and is wrestled down by Dwight Drain.
They wanted to go up the middle. Stevens was originally trying to get up right behind Paul Fairchild, who had his hands full with Fred Smirlis, and so he was forced to kick it to the outside.
Fairchild starting at right guard in place of the injured Ron Wooten, who has a bad elbow. Fairchild, a 275-pounder in his 5th year from Kansas. 2nd and 6. Perryman, the fullback. And he's to the 36-yard line. I mentioned he's a local kid from Bourne, Massachusetts. In one high school game against Wareham High School, he rushed for 304 yards and defensively made 18 tackles.
I hope he was the most valuable player in that game.
His mom is here watching him play this afternoon.
Well, Grogan's gotten a little conservative now. He's gone back to the game plan of give the ball to Stevens, give the ball to Perryman, keep it on the ground. Let's see what he does now in 3rd.
Passing situation on 3rd and 7. Craig James and Mosey Tutupu are in the game. Grogan over the middle, and the pass is complete to Irving Fryar. And a quick stick by Mark Kelso to put him down.
Heads-up play by Irving Fryar. This is a read at the line of scrimmage. The blitz was on by Buffalo. Grogan and Fryar both read it. You don't have to call an audible on this. Watch the safety blitz on the left there. See him coming up? That means that Fryar has to read that and cut to the inside. Exactly what he did, and still made a nice catch, too.
Fryar had it measured, didn't he? Knew exactly how far he had to get to pick up that first down. The only wide receiver ever picked as the first selection in the NFL draft. Now in his 6th year from Nebraska. Double tight ends in the game, Willie Scott and Steve Johnson for the Patriots. First down at the 44. 14-3 New England. And they go back to Stevens. They used him a lot on first down, but he's going to be dumped for a loss this time. Darryl Talley and Ray Bentley combining on the tackle.
I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but Fred Smirlis is the reason the Patriots can't run the ball very well. He's the nose tackle, and he is just plugging up the inside there. There he is, number, well, still that time, but he's on the outside. But Smirlis, number 76 from the inside. They're just not able to move him, and it's forcing the backs to cut it away from where they intended to go.
And John, have you noticed we haven't called Cornelius Bennett's name very often today?
They haven't. Well, the running game, they're staying away from him for the most part.
That time they ran to the opposite side. 2nd down, 9. Fine catch by Fryar, reaching back to grab it. Shane Conlon brought him down near midfield. That's a tough catch.
Fryar's telling Conlon what he thought about that tackle. Coming right at us. Get a good look at it. Fryar, number 80, which reaches up. Best athlete on the team, I think. He's going to get up and tell everybody what he thought about that hit.
And it'll be 3rd down and 3. Fryar, who lives in Easton, Massachusetts, has purchased 16 tickets.
The receivers for Buffalo, no. Burkett has 1 catch for 6 yards. Andre Reed, who was the leading receiver in the conference coming into this game, has been shut out so far today.
Ronnie Harmon and Rob Riddick are in the backfield now. 6 defensive backs for the Patriots. Kelly getting some pressure. And a good run by Kelly for the first down. Andre Tippett finally made the stop on him, but he picks up a first down at the 42-yard line.
It's a good play by Kelly, but you got to give credit downfield to the Patriots defenders who forced him into this. 2nd time today, Kelly's had to run out of the pocket. The first time, Tippett got him for about a 3-yard gain. This time he gets loose. And that's Tippett again, number 56, that hauls him down.
Kelly is the 2nd leading rusher on this football team behind Thurman Thomas. He was averaging 4 yards a carry.
Not a good sign for Buffalo's offense.
First down at the 41. Kelly's pass a little underthrown, and Chris Burkett could not come up with it, but he was well covered by Fred Marion and Raymond Claiborne. At the half, the Jets leading Houston 28-3. Denver and Kansas City now tied. The Chiefs winless so far. Cincinnati has taken a 7-2 lead over the Steelers. The Dolphins with a 10-point lead over the Packers. The Redskins up by 14 against the Eagles, and Minnesota leading Chicago. 3 lead.
Today's game is brought to you by Coors Light. There's no slowing down with a silver bullet. It's the right beer now. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
Welcome back to Foxborough, Massachusetts. Mel Proctor along with John Morris. It's 14-3. New England leading Buffalo as the Bills began this drive from their 22. Jim Kelly was ineffective in the first half, completing only 7 of 15 passes for just 53 yards. And he was intercepted twice, and he'll throw on first down. Incomplete. Johnny Rembert almost picked it off. Andre Reed was the intended receiver. Rembert's had a fine game.
He really has. He's had 2 sacks. I'm getting concerned about Kelly, though. He looks like he's not playing with confidence at all. He's not looking the receiver off. It's a bad pass this time. He throws it behind the receiver. It should have been an interception. And Kelly, who has really struggled today, needs to get a couple of, I think, short passes, maybe throw some outs just to build up his confidence a little bit. You know there's some cause for concern on that Buffalo sideline about this offense.
Bill split Thurman Thomas out wide to the right, and the give is to fullback Jamie Mueller, the big guy from Benedictine College in Kansas, brought down by rookie Tim Goad. Mueller, an NAIA All-American who hasn't carried the ball very often. He had only 4 rushes for 9 yards coming into the game. Gain of 3.
Interesting when you look at the receivers for Buffalo. Burkett has 1 catch for 6 yards. Andre Reed, who was the leading receiver in the conference coming into this game, has been shut out so far today.
Ronnie Harmon and Rob Riddick are in the backfield now. 6 defensive backs for the Patriots. Kelly getting some pressure. And a good run by Kelly for the first down. Andre Tippett finally made the stop on him, but he picks up a first down at the 42-yard line.
It's a good play by Kelly, but you got to give credit downfield to the Patriots defenders who forced him into this. Second time today, Kelly's had to run out of the pocket. The first time, Tippett got him for about a 3-yard gain. This time he gets loose. And that's Tippett again, number 56, that hauls him down.
Kelly is the second leading rusher on this football team behind Thurman Thomas. He was averaging 4 yards a carry.
Not a good sign for Buffalo's offense.
First down at the 41. Kelly's pass a little underthrown, and Chris Burkett could not come up with it, but he was well covered by Fred Marion and Raymond Claiborne. At the half, the Jets leading Houston 28-3. Denver and Kansas City now tied. The Chiefs winless so far. Cincinnati has taken a 7-2 lead over the Steelers. The Dolphins with a 10-point lead over the Packers. The Redskins up by 14 against the Eagles, and Minnesota leading Chicago. They're in Foxborough with 8:16 remaining in the third quarter. It's 14-3 New England. Second down and 10 for Jim Kelly. And it's complete to Andre Reed, who hasn't been heard from much today. Reed is playing with a broken left wrist, but he came into this game as a leading receiver in the NFL with 16 receptions.
That's right. That's Reed's first catch of the day. Kelly threw that one under some real pressure.
That extends his streak to 23 consecutive games. Roughly 130 back of Steve Largent. So he's got a ways to go.
Closing in, though, huh?
But he's only in his 4th year, and he's been an outstanding wide receiver for this team. Third down and 4. Kelly to Ronnie Harmon.
That's
he gets
more like
to about the 50 before Ernest Gibson, the nickelback, brings him down.
That's more like a good pass by Kelly that time. Good setup, had time. Set and threw it out there to Harmon for the first down. Watch it again. This one is the way you expect to see Kelly throw the ball. Tight spiral, good throw, right between the numbers, first down.
First down at the 45 of New England. The Patriots ahead 14-3 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Thurman Thomas up the middle for about a 5-yard pickup to the 40, and Garen Veras makes the stop for New England. The Red Sox leading the Yankees 7-3 in the 5th inning at Fenway Park, the final game of that 4-game series. That Orioles-Tigers game, by the way, is a 3 o'clock start because of an old-timers game between the 68 Tigers and the 68 Cardinals. That's why that one is late getting underway. Second down, 5 at the 40. Burkett is wide to the right. Reed in motion. Thomas. And he fights his way to the 36-yard line where Ed Reynolds brings him down.
Ed Reynolds.
Thurman Thomas, who rushed for 293 yards in his final collegiate game against Iowa State, set an Oklahoma State record. He also broke the all-time rushing record at Oklahoma State. He broke a mark set by Terry Miller, who once played with Buffalo. And nose tackle Tim Goad is shaken up for New England. We'll return to Foxborough in a moment.
The Pittsburgh Steelers head into a cold front in Buffalo when they take on Cornelius Bennett and the NFL's stingiest defense.
Or the Jets will try to strike a winning tune in Motown as they battle the Detroit Lions.
Before your team takes the field, catch NFL Live, only on NBC.
Rookie nose tackle Tim Goad, who made his first NFL start today, leaves the game after incurring what appeared to be a knee injury. And Toby Williams, a 6-year veteran from Nebraska who'd been the starter the last 2 years, takes over at nose tackle. First down for Buffalo at the New England 35. The Patriots leading 14-3. Jim Kelly swings it out to Thurman Thomas, looking for blocking. Runs into his own man, and down he goes. Johnny Rumbert again on the stop, but it's been a rough game for Kelly, who's completed 10 of 20 passes. He has yet to throw a pass longer than 10 yards in the game.
Isn't that amazing? This is a one-man screen. Ken Hull, the center there, number 67, gets out in the screen. Timing is everything on this one, and Hull was a little late getting out there. Thomas waits for him, though, sets it up, and a nice block by Hull on Rembert. But isn't that an interesting stat? He hasn't thrown a pass for more than 10 yards.
Averaging only 3.5 yards per completion this afternoon. And 2nd and 4. Thomas stacked up. He needed 4 yards for a first down, but didn't get it.
Really only the second time today that Buffalo's offense has threatened and gotten close to the New England goal line. And I think at this point, they really need to go for the touchdown. They didn't get one last week against Miami, although they won the game. We're down to 4:33 left to go in the third quarter, and Buffalo only has 3 points. 3rd and short. They'll be thinking touchdown, I think.
Andre Tippett, the all-pro linebacker, is on the sidelines, apparently shaken up, and Tim Jordan has replaced him. 3rd down, 2 after 27. A big down for the Bills. They try to keep this drive going. Thomas slips down and doesn't appear to have the first down yardage. Raymond Claiborne was there to pounce on him after he lost his footing on the cut.
Maybe there's Andre Tippett over on the sideline. He doesn't get hurt too often, although he missed a couple of games last year with a knee. I think that was a rookie mistake, and I'm very surprised now to see the field goal team come on the field. But a rookie mistake perhaps that time by Thurman Thomas. He might have had the first down if he stayed inside. Instead, tried to cut it to the outside, slipped and fell down.
And this will be a long field goal. This will be a 54-yarder for Scott Norwood. His longest this season is a 41-yarder. The longest of his career, a 49-yarder. So if he hits it, it'll be the longest of his NFL career. John Kidd holding for him. It's got the distance, and it is good. So the field goal cuts into the New England lead, and it's now 14-6 Patriots. New England with a 14-6 lead over Buffalo. The Bills' only scores coming on a pair of Scott Norwood field goals, and I stand corrected. That was a 44-yard field goal, so it was not the longest of his career. But it still counts 3 as the Bills try to get back in this game. Marvin Allen will take the kickoff. Good run back by the rookie from Tulane. He's got a penalty marker down, however, as he's knocked out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
You know, one of the enjoyable things about being a football fan is you get to second-guess the coach. I was surprised that Marv Levy elected to go for the field goal.
Illegal block, number 93. Illegal block in the back. First down.
Listen to the call. But getting back to what I was saying, Buffalo has had trouble with touchdowns all year. Had a chance there. It was 4th and, I think, less than 1 as we look at the replay on the kickoff return again. Marvin Allen, number 39. See if we can pick up the penalty.
Tim Jordan, number 93, right there.
Yep,
block in the
there it
back.
Kind of hard to see a kicking play without a penalty these days in the National Football League. At any rate, Marvin Levy on the sidelines. Kind of conservative on that one, I think. Settled for the field goal, 14-6.
First down for the Patriots at the New England 16, 3:11 remaining in the third quarter. The handoff is to John Stevens. He gets to the 19. Pickup of about 3 yards. Nate Odoms makes the stop.
Stevens getting his first start today in the National Football League. Patriots' #1 draft choice. They said before the game the plan was to just give him the football and let him run with it. And he's done that. 11 carries, but 58 yards so far today.
Reggie Dupart had started the first 2 games and apparently has handled the demotion well. Raymond Berry said it wasn't a slight of Reggie, but they just felt that Stevens was too good to hold back. Steve Grogan completes it to Perriman, the fullback. He's got a first down at the 31-yard line. Cornelius Bennett, who has not been on many tackles today, makes the stop.
Grogan's really mixing up the plays. As you know, he calls his own offense. This time, drops it back and throws it short over the middle. Scott Radisek, the linebacker, number 97, gets victimized in this one, but comes up and makes the play. And Stevens, a good running back. Oh, that's Perriman, I'm sorry. Good catch over the middle.
First down at the 30. Grogan also calls the plays when Tony Eason quarterbacks his football team.
Isn't that strange? Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Eason out with an injury. Grogan will throw on first down, and he's in trouble. And is sacked at the 20-yard line by number 91, Jeff Wright, rookie nose tackle from Central Missouri.
4th sack of the day by Buffalo's defense. They put pretty good pressure on Grogan with the exception of 2 touchdown passes. This time, number 91, you'll see him coming. Grogan looking back across the field for his secondary receiver. Ran out of time.
And Wright, who made that sack, comes out. It'll be second down and 20. Reggie Dupart, Craig James, Cedric Jones all into the game, and a passing down for the Patriots. Fred Smirlis is back in at nose tackle, replacing Wright for Buffalo. Grogan from the shotgun. And James dropped it. Craig James couldn't hold it. And that'll bring up 3rd and 20.
It's a new position for Craig James this year. Formerly a running back. Now they're using him as a receiver, although he's still a running back. This time out of the backfield. He beats Roland Mitchell. A little bit behind him, but I think that's catchable.
1:19 remaining in the third quarter. New England leading 14-6 in a rivalry that dates back to 1960 in the old AFL days.
It's been going on a long time. The Patriots have won the last 11. Buffalo thought they had an excellent opportunity this year, and they still do. It's far from over.
Grogan downfield for Cedric Jones. And is it a catch?
They're going to say it's a catch, Mel, but I don't think he caught that one. Let's see.
Looked like he trapped it.
Let's look at it again. Cedric Jones already has 1 touchdown pass. Number 83 in over the middle. I think the ball hit the ground first. I don't know. Now that I see it, it didn't. No, good call by the official. I changed my mind on that one, don't you, Mel?
But the Patriots are 1 yard short of a first down. It's 4th and 1.
Good catch by Cedric Jones. The ball did not hit the rug. It's very hard to see on this artificial turf, but he caught that one. The important thing as far as Buffalo is concerned is that the Patriots punter is on the field.
Jeff Fiegel's in to kick his 4th punt.
Continue play. After further review, the play stands. 4th down.
So it was a completion to Jones, but it's 4th and 1. And with 41 seconds left in the third quarter, Fiegels will kick it away. Would there be the possibility of a fake here? Wouldn't think so at this end of the field. Errol Tecker runs up to field it, across the 30, and brought down at the 34-yard line. Ed Reynolds down to make the stop following a 34-yard kick. And with 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter here in Foxborough, it's 14-6 New England. Mel Proctor with John Morris back at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. 23 seconds left in the third quarter, and Buffalo will begin this drive from their 39-yard line. Jim Kelly trying to get the offense on track. And completes his pass to Thurman Thomas for an 8-yard gain. Roland James, a strong safety on the stop, the 9-year veteran from Tennessee.
It's like Kelly's confidence level has picked up a little bit, doesn't it, Mel? As we look at it again, he's decided to go for the short passes. This time, Thurman Thomas out of the backfield. Good protection that time. Thomas with some room to run. That's what Kelly needs. A couple of short passes, a couple of completions, get that confidence level up.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is New England 14 and Buffalo 6. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. The New England Patriots lead Buffalo 14-6 as began the fourth quarter. Mel Proctor along with John Morris and Jim Kelly has struggled all day long. What must he do to get this offense going?
Well, he's starting to throw the ball on the short side now, and he's getting his confidence back. Buffalo's defense has kept them in this game as they've kept them in throughout the season. Kelly's got to do it for him today, though.
Second down and 1. Thurman Thomas trying to pick up the first down, and he gets it. Brought down to the 49-yard line. Tackle made by Ed Reynolds.
It'll be a first down for Buffalo.
Snap just about even, rushing through three quarters. Big difference in the passing, however. The Patriots have doubled the yardage. Time of possession just about even. And two big plays, the difference so far. Brogan's 2 touchdown passes.
The game is far from over. Buffalo has a chance to pull it out.
First down to 49. Kelly downfield to tight end Pete Metzelaars, and he's got a first down at the 29. Ed Reynolds makes the stop, a 20-yard gain.
I think Metzelaars has been Kelly's favorite receiver today, and that's a big one. That's about 15 yards downfield, and Metzelaars, the big tight end, open.
Gain of 20. That's the biggest pass play of the game for Buffalo.
Certainly is. About doubles the previous long one.
First down at the 29. Tim Goad, who was injured earlier, is back in at nose tackle for the Patriots. Andre Reed in motion. He's caught only one pass today. Thurman Thomas looking for an opening. Picks his way to the 25, a pickup of 4 yards on the play. Roland James makes the tackle.
Well, last time Buffalo got down here, they elected to go for the field goal. As we look at it again, Thurman Thomas, it's kind of a misdirection play. You've got offensive linemen pulling against the grain, and Thomas trying to find a place, finally finds an opening and squirts through there.
Second down and 6 at the 25. Thomas flips a tackle, but doesn't get enough. Tim Goad makes the stop for New England, the rookie making his first start. He left the game earlier with a knee injury, but is back in there now.
Good opportunity for number 72, Tim Goad, as we look at Thurman Thomas. Going to take a little breather here. He says, where'd that big guy come from?
So Thomas leaves the game. Ronnie Harmon and Rob Riddick are in, along with Trumaine Johnson.
Fairly even battle between the two rookies today, isn't it?
Third down, 7. Kelly, with a lot of pressure, completes the pass to Harmon, trying to stretch out for the first down. They needed 7 for the first down. It'll depend upon where they spot it.
That is close, but what a play by Kelly. Really showed some poise back there. He was pressured early. We watched Norm Levy. Did they get the first down or not? He said, I don't want to have to make any more decisions. Please be a first down.
And it is. First down at the 19. Patriots leading 14-6.
Good job by Kelly that time. Under pressure, kept his poise in the pocket, picked up a crucial first down for his team.
Andre Reed is wide to the right. Chris Burkett wide to the left. Jamie Mueller and Thurman Thomas are the running backs in the eye. And a penalty marker down.
Like the tight end moved on that one. That'll cost Buffalo 5.
Pete Metzelaars, the tight end.
False start, number 88, first down.
Possibly penalty. That'll make it first and 15.
Veterans should not make a mistake like that under these conditions. He's been in his 7th year, Pete Metzelaars, and that's a careless mistake because his offense is struggling. They're finally getting into a position where they can score a touchdown, and instead they're going to have to go 5 yards farther on this drive.
The Patriots defensively using a 4-man front with former Pittsburgh Steeler Edmund Nelson in there. First and 15. Kelly's got a man open, Chris Burkett. And he's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Roland James and Raven Clayward making the stop on him at the 8.
It's been a long time since Kelly's seen a receiver this wide open. Missed coverage by the Patriots. Burkett is just wide open down the sideline. Do you see a white shirt anywhere? Here comes one. Raymond Claiborne. That's good for 16 yards.
And a first down, so it'll be first and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Thurman Thomas straight into the line. Picks up a couple of yards.
Can't you just imagine what's going through Kelly's mind right now? They haven't scored a touchdown passing the ball yet this year. They've only got 1 touchdown all season.
And Thomas has that.
And he knows how important this one is.
That came in the first game of the season. Last week they used 3 Scott Norwood field goals to beat Miami 9-6, and what a strange game that was. Neither Kelly nor Dan Marino able to pass for a touchdown. Kelly swings it out of the backfield to Mueller, the fullback. Brought down at the 3-yard line by Ed Reynolds. Mueller, who doesn't catch many passes, he had only 2 receptions coming into the game.
Well, he wasn't the intended receiver on that play. Kelly was looking in the end zone. You see him looking into the end zone, nobody open, takes his outlet receiver. Still a pretty good play.
So it'll be third and goal at the 4-yard line. Jermaine Johnson, number 86, Ronnie Harmon, and Rob Riddick, 3 good receivers into the game now for Buffalo on third and goal at the 4.
Referee will stop the play because the crowd noise is too loud. This will not be a charged timeout.
Of course, now the Patriots fans will make even more noise.
Kelly was in shotgun that time. This kind of crowd noise, you can't really run the shotgun. You've got to get up under the center where everybody can hear you. You're right, though. This will just make it worse.
55,943 on hand this afternoon at Sullivan Stadium. Capacity here is almost 61,000. Kelly over the middle for a touchdown to Rob Riddick. Riddick getting behind Johnny Rembert for the touchdown.
You know Buffalo's looking around to see if there's any flags down, and there aren't.
Holding defense, number 26, declined, touchdown.
Holding was called on Raven Claiborne, but it's declined, and the touchdown stands.
Fred Marion safety blitzes on this one, and Kelly just stands in the pocket. 31, there you see him on the left of your screen. Good move to the inside by Riddick. Finally, Jim Kelly says, finally I got one in there for a touchdown.
So it's now 14-12. New England, Scott Norwood to kick. That's Kelly's first touchdown pass of this season. And only the second touchdown scored by Buffalo. Norwood's kick is perfect. So the Bills are back in the game, and with 9:15 left in the third quarter, it's now New England 14 and Buffalo 13.
Today's game is brought to you by Michelob. Michelob is a proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. By Mitsubishi Motors, who invite you to come see the full line of cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice. And by Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper bottlers throughout the USA.
New England led 14-3 at halftime, and then Scott Norwood kicked a 44-yard field goal late in the third quarter to make it 14-6. Jim Kelly with a 4-yard pass to Rob Riddick, and the conversion is made at 14-13 New England. And Norwood's short kickoff is taken by Marvin Allen. Allen still on his feet to the 30, 35, and to the 36-yard line. Good run back on a poor kick, and we told you that Norwood has been criticized for his short kickoffs. Rob Riddick was downfield to make the tackle.
Here's the touchdown again. Interesting call by the Patriots on 3rd and 3. Safety blitz by Fred Marion. Good job by Kelly just to hang right in there. Riddick wide open covered, trying to be covered by number 52, Johnny Rembert. Good job by Kelly. They finally get the touchdown, and we've got a football game here.
With 9:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, it's 14-13 New England. First down for the Patriots at the New England 36. John Stevens gets a call on first down. Ripping off. Big gainer. Ball is loose, but it's recovered by the Patriots. Derek Burrows made the hit for Buffalo, number 29. Four-year veteran from Memphis State.
This could have been a serious mistake. Stevens showing good speed to the outside. Tries to run over the defensive back. He'll learn not to do that. That caused the fumble. Good job by Burrows to hang in there.
And 91, Jeff Wright could have gone for the football, but he tried to hit Stevens again. So the Patriots recover, and it's a first down at the 47. Robert Perriman and John Stevens are the running backs. Stevens bouncing to the outside. And dragged out of bounds at the 47-yard line by Dwight Drain. Nate Odoms and John Stevens having a little chat as Stevens heads back to the huddle. Where's Cornelius Bennett been today? We just have not called his name.
It's been quiet on Bennett's side, and it's the other side of the line of scrimmage, Andre Tippett, who is out with an injury, so we won't hear his name either.
Stevens has carried 19 times for 70 yards. Raymond Berry's teams have had great success against the AFC East, 24-5. He has never lost to Buffalo. He's 7-0 against the Bills. Second down 10. Stevens again. Met at the 49-yard line by Jeff Wright. Wright, who is a College Division All-American at Central Missouri. A reminder, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is a property of the National Football League. New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills, all rights reserved. Steve Grogan facing a 3rd and 7. Craig James and Mosey Tatupu are in the game. Grogan from the shotgun. Here comes Bennett, and he unloaded just in time, and it's complete to Irving Fryar for a first down at the 40. Grogan hanging in there to the last possible instant. He saw Bennett, and he turned it loose, and Fryar with the catch.
What a big play for Steve Grogan, the New England offense. They really needed a first down. There's Bennett, number 55. Grogan just right up in his face, still throws the ball. Good catch by Irving Fryar, a key first down. Watch Grogan looking right at number 55. Boom. He's more concerned with where that pass is going.
First down at the 40, 7-10 remaining. Fourth quarter, it's 14-13 New England. Stevens and Perriman return to the backfield. Perriman, the fullback. For about 3 yards.
As the clock ticks down to under 7 minutes, that first down catch by Irving Fryar looms to be a big one as you look at Marv Levy on the sideline.
Levy, a graduate of Coe College. He also has a master's degree in English from Harvard, as they say up here.
That helps him communicate with his linebackers.
Harvard.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you got it right. Pock the call over there.
H-A-R-V-A-R with a D. Second down 6. Play action fake by Grogan. Downfield. Incomplete. Intended for Stanley Morgan. Grogan under a lot of pressure again. He's tough, though. He hangs in there.
From behind Steve Grogan this time, Stanley Morgan, number 86, to the right of your screen, will come across the middle. There he comes. Momentarily flashes open. Ball's just a little too high.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 6 situation. Reggie Dupart, Craig James, Cedric Jones, all's back in the game for New England. Jones had caught a touchdown pass in the first half. Grogan likes to throw to him on 3rd down. 6:16 left, 4th quarter. The Patriots lead 14-13. Incomplete, intended for Stanley Morgan. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Grogan was really hit by Leon Seals this time. You know, we've talked about how tough he is, but there's only so much of this you can take. Whew. Steve says 14 years. I don't know how many more of those I have to take. That's Harold Jackson, receiver coach on the sideline.
Stanley Morgan gives a lot of credit to Harold Jackson for the success he's enjoying. He said Jackson told him early in his career, take care of yourself off the field and keep your weight down as you get older, and he has done that. And is still effective in his 12th year. Jeff Eagles is in to punt. Errol Tucker standing back at the 10. Trying to down it inside the 20, and the Patriots will do just that. Marvin Allen takes it at the 9. A fine punt by Fiegels. So we've got a timeout with 6:03 left in the 4th quarter. New England leads Buffalo 14-13. Mel Proctor with John Morris back in Foxborough. New England with a 14-13 lead. 6:03 left in the 4th quarter. Both teams have 3 timeouts left, and Buffalo will begin this drive from their 9. And John, there's a reason why Teddy Garcia didn't attempt what would have been a 53-yard field goal.
Confidence in the punter. Jeff Fiegels does an excellent job of kicking it high and landing it down close to the goal, and that's what happened this time.
Jim Kelly to throw on 1st down. That's his 7th straight completion, as he gets it to Thurman Thomas, and he's ridden out of bounds by Roland James. Gain of about 6.
Kelly's got a long way to go thanks to that punt by Jeff Fiegels. Takes the quick out that time. Picks up short yardage. That's Roland James coming up to make the play.
Fiegels' ability to kick the ball and have it down inside the 20, and the fact that had Garcia missed a field goal, Buffalo would have had the ball at their 36, so they would have had excellent field position, so it turned out to be a wise decision. 2nd down 4, Thurman Thomas. And Thomas fights his way out to the 20, where Fred Marion makes the stop.
The workhorse this Thomas has been today, as he has been in the early going here in the season. 2nd leading rusher in the AFC to Eric Dickerson.
Thurman Thomas from Mission City, Texas. He was a 2nd-round pick. 1st down at the 20. 4:58 left, 4th quarter. 14-13 New England. Thomas now splits out as a wide receiver. Kelly's pass. That's 8 in a row he's completed. So he gets this one to Tremaine Johnson with the penalty marker down.
Well, I think Raymond Claiborne a little too enthusiastic with that tackle, and that's going to cost him.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 26, touchdown.
Well, let's see if it's the right call or not. You can tell what the crowd here in Foxborough thinks. Good pass by Kelly. He's looking sharp here in the 2nd half. The whistle is blown at this point. No need for that, Raymond. You've been around long enough to know better.
So the attack on 15 yards, and the gain out of the 43, where it'll be 1st down. Edmund Nelson has replaced Brent Williams in left defensive end for New England. 1st down for 43, 4:45 left, 4th quarter. New England leading 14-13. Kelly in trouble. And he is smothered. Looks like Edmund Nelson was the first man to hit him.
Actually, there's such a thing. That's Edmund Nelson right there. They just picked him up on waivers from New Orleans. Had a good career in Pittsburgh. But if there's such a thing as a good sack, I think Kelly took it that time because he was looking for Burkett on the sideline. Roland James had him well covered. Kelly didn't risk the interception.
Timer!
Officially, Jim Kelly has completed his last 11 passes, so he's hot.
So where's your watch?
The problem with the clock here.
We're putting 8 seconds back on the clock. Where is the clock guy? Get the microphone and let's get him.
You better turn that mic off.
I don't think Fred Bryant realizes that his microphone is on. Jim Kelly is 18 for 28 now for 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And he's completed 11 straight. Elsewhere, the Jets now opening up a 31-3 lead over the Oilers. Kansas City looking for their first win, leading Denver by a touchdown. The Bengals, the league's leading passer, Boomer Esiason, ahead of the Steelers. Minnesota beating the Bears 31-7. Tampa Bay leading Phoenix by 1, and New Orleans ahead of the Lions 19-14. Steve Grogan on the sidelines. Number 12 is the backup quarterback, Tom Ramsey. The third-string quarterback, of course, is Doug Flutie. Second down, 9 for Buffalo. 4:06 left in the fourth quarter. New England leading 14-13. That's Kelly's 12th straight completion as he hooks up with Jamie Mueller. And Mueller is knocked out of bounds at the 45 by Tim Jordan.
Good defense by the New England Patriots. Don't forget that they're playing without Andre Tippett, who's out with a groin pull. Nobody open downfield, has to go to his outlet man, Mueller. Patriots come up, make the force good play.
And he didn't quite get out of bounds, so the clock continues to move with 3:36 left. It'll be 3rd down and 7 at the Buffalo 46. Kelly from the shotgun. Downfield, Andre Reed unable to hold it. Let's see if it's a catch or an incomplete pass. It's an incompletion. Reed tried to make what would have been a great catch, but took a vicious hit from Fred Marion and couldn't hold it.
You watch Andre Reed, number 83 here. He does a tremendous job here. Almost hangs on to the ball. But give credit to the defense. A good catch right there. But they come up and strip him. Good call by the official, too. That's an incomplete pass.
Marion hit him, and then Roland James put a shoulder into him. And remember, Reed is playing with a broken left wrist. He's really not sure when he suffered the injury. It might have been in a preseason game, but he's played all year with a broken wrist. John Kidd is in to punt on 4th and 7.
Big play by the New England defense. 3:15 left to go.
Both teams have 3 timeouts left. Irving Fryer awaiting the kick by Kidd. Good, booming kick. A little too strong maybe as it'll get into the end zone. He'd hoped to have that one downed inside the 20, but it's into the end zone for a touchback, a 54-yard kick, and New England will have the ball in a 1-point lead. The Boston Red Sox lead the Yankees 7-4 in the 7th inning at Fenway Park as they try to open up a 6.5 game lead over New York. The Orioles and Tigers just underway at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, the 2nd inning, the scoreless game. Here in Foxborough, the New England Patriots lead Buffalo 14-13, 3:07 left in the fourth quarter. And John Stevens, who's been busy this afternoon, carries for about 4 yards. Shane Conlon, number 58, on the stop. And the Buffalo Bills will use their first timeout.
First timeout, Buffalo.
Good move by Buffalo that time to use the timeout. Takes it down to the 3-minute mark. Buffalo's defense is going to be asked to do it one more time, as they've done it throughout the season. And really have played well enough to win today.
Second timeout.
Jim Kelly had a pretty good second half, but a tremendous defensive play by the Patriots on 3rd and about 8. Fred Marion and Roland James broke up the intended receiver, Andre Reed, forced Buffalo to punt. It's been a defensive game throughout, but Kelly's made a little bit of a comeback in the second half, I think, don't you, Mel?
That's true. And do you think, John, that when a team has won 11 consecutive games against an opponent, which is the case in this matchup, that it becomes a psychological edge?
I don't really think so, no. There's only 4 players on Buffalo's team that went through all that. So at this point, there's more on their mind than how many they've lost. They're thinking about this one right now.
The Patriots trying to make it 12 in a row. John Stevens is stacked up by 4 Buffalo Bills, and they're going to call another timeout. So they have 1 left now. Fred Smirlis and Darryl Talley running on the tackle.
Buffalo.
2:52 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Timeout.
I'm surprised they used the timeout at that point. Just getting involved in a little strategy here now, and it's kind of fun to second guess, but 2:52 now. They're down to 1 timeout.
Jeff Feagles, the punter, getting ready. He's had a big day.
Wouldn't be surprised now if Grogan throws the ball. That's the kind of quarterback he is. He'll try and get this first down. Maybe Levy will get another chance.
Marv wants the ball back. Raymond Berry, a great wide receiver with the old Baltimore Colts.
Both coaches pacing the sideline. They don't look like they're enjoying this, do they?
The old and the new, Steve Grogan in his 14th year, and rookie John Stevens. When Grogan began his NFL career, Stevens was 9 years old. Now they're in the same backfield. 3rd down and 6, and the pitch to Stevens. He's got the first down. Big play. There's a penalty marker down, though. Cornelius Bennett is indicating there's holding against New England. We'll see. Yep. That's the call.
Oh, what a big mistake. Ball game might have been over. Just might have been over at that point as Stevens picked up the key first down, but that flag went down right at the turn in the corner over there.
Holding, number 88, 3rd down.
88 is Willie Scott, the tight end. Maybe he was holding on Cornelius Bennett as we'll take a look at it. Sweep to the right. See if you can see number 88 on the right side there as both guards are out front. There he is, number 88. He's blocking Bennett.
Oh, it looked like Bennett grabbed him.
I don't know about that one.
That is the 3rd timeout and a 42nd timeout.
So the Bills used their last timeout.
I think they're going to wish they didn't do that. They got a break on that call, unless the holding was earlier, then we didn't see it. But no timeouts left, so it changes the thing a little bit. They'll get a timeout at the 2-minute warning, but that's it.
2 minutes, 37 seconds left in the 4th quarter. New England leading 14-13. Stay tuned. Coming up next, the games of the 24th Olympiad. Boxing, weightlifting, all coming your way here on NBC from Seoul, Korea.
Well, now Steve Grogan is the choice. He's gone over there and talked to all the coaches, and he's faced with a 3rd and long. With Buffalo having no timeouts left, I think maybe he'll put this in the hands of his defense.
3rd and 13. With 2:37 left, the Patriots leading by 1 point.
The problem with trying to guess with Grogan is that he always fools you.
Morgan and Fryer both wide to the right, and the pitch is to John Stevens. They're going to have to kick the ball away. Stevens is tackled by Cornelius Bennett. Leon Seals comes up with a football, but the play had already been blown dead. The Buffalo's going to have one more shot at getting into the end zone.
They can't stop the clock. Patriots will let it run down to the 2-minute warning.
Leon Seals, who took over at the right defensive end spot for Bruce Smith. They call him Dr. Sack. He was a 4th-round pick a year ago and has played well. And we'll get the 2-minute warning now. So the Buffalo Bills are going to get the ball back with a chance perhaps to win this football game with 2 minutes left. 1 point lead for New England. Mel Proctor with John Morris back in Foxborough, where the New England Patriots lead Buffalo 14-13. The Bills taking great pride in their special teams. Marv Levy was the special team coach for George Allen with the 72 Redskins, who made it to the Super Bowl, and he always prided himself on special teams play, as Irving Fryer and Steve Grogan looking on from the sidelines.
Fiegels is a rookie punter for the Patriots. Not known for his distance as much as he is for his hang time. They don't run the ball back very often on him. Irving Fryer over on the sideline. Pretty good game today. But the 2 touchdown passes from Grogan went to Morgan and to Cedric Jones. That's the rookie punter in the huddle right there.
Jeff Fiegels from Miami.
Feeling the pressure for the first time, I think.
Errol Tucker is back deep for the Bills, standing at the 42. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Here come the Bills. Gets off a decent kick. Tucker at the 39. Trying to get out of bounds. And steps out at the 47 of Buffalo. So with 1:50 left, the Bills will have the ball, but they are out of timeouts. A 43-yard kick by Fiegels and a 6-yard return by Errol Tucker. What do we look for from Jim Kelly?
Well, he's got to throw the sideline patterns. That's the only way he can stop the clock. Of course, the Patriots know that. So they'll be protecting the sidelines. Buffalo used up their 3 timeouts on defense. So they're really under the gun now, 1:50.
Chris Burkett is wide to the right. Andre Reed wide to the left. Rob Riddick, a good receiver in there along with Ronnie Harmon. Two good pass catchers in the backfield. Kelly on first down. Downfield, complete to Ronnie Harmon. But using up precious time as he's finally tackled at the 38 with 1:39 left. Johnny Rembert made the stop, a gain of 15 and a first down at the 38. And the Bills will line up without a huddle. Kelly connects again, this time to Andre Reed with 1:20 left. Fred Marion makes the tackle.
Scott Norwood's longest career field goal is 49 yards.
Kicked a 44-yarder today. Inside handoff to Riddick. Inside the 30, and the ball pops loose, but he was out of bounds. Brian Williams hit him and jarred the ball loose.
He may have done that intentionally to stop the clock, because I think he was in bounds when he went down.
Now they're going to start the clock. They're winding the clock, so it continues to tick away with 56 seconds left. First down. Handoff to Harmon. Harmon stays in bounds. He's brought down to 24. Gain of 3 yards, 38 seconds left. The Bills have no timeouts left.
Buffalo is not hustling back to the line of scrimmage. They want him to just throw the ball into the ground. Jim Ringo on the sideline is beside himself, signaling to Kelly, just throw it into the ground.
They're within Norwood's range now. His range about 40 to 45 yards consistently. And Kelly just throws it down.
Yeah, but it sure took him a long time to do that.
You can do that. That's not intentional grounding. You just step back and throw it into the turf. And now Norwood comes out with 15 seconds left.
Actually, I think maybe Kelly made the right decision. He was using up some time. They had decided they were going to go for the field goal. So Kelly smartly said, well, if we're going to try the field goal, let's use up some more time.
So Norwood, who's already kicked field goals of 44 and 38 yards, is in to kick. This will be a 40-yard attempt with a chance to give the Bills the lead. John Kidd will hold. Call it a 41-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So Norwood connects from 41 yards out, and the Buffalo Bills have the lead 16-14 with 11 seconds left. Norwood's third field goal of the game.
Excellent kick by Norwood, but give credit to Kelly and the Buffalo offense with no timeouts. They got down there and got in position for Norwood to make that kick.
Norwood was challenged in preseason. They brought in a free agent, Kerry Brady from the University of Hawaii, to challenge him, and Marv Levy probably stayed with him because of his experience, and he comes through with a 41-yarder to give the Bills the lead.
First man over to congratulate him is Jim Kelly.
The Bills trying to snap an 11-game losing streak at the hands of the New England Patriots and hoping to improve their record to 3-0 and remain atop the AFC East.
Raymond Berry wondering what happened over there because it looked like he was in pretty good shape. There's Steve Grogan, who's thrown 2 touchdown passes today. Andre Tippett right in the front there. He hasn't played much in the second half, a groin injury. But a tremendous job by Kelly to get his team in position to kick that field goal with no timeouts left.
Kelly struggled in the first half, particularly in the second quarter, completing only 1 of 7 passes in the second period. And then he got red hot. At last count, he'd completed 11 straight passes before finally misfiring. And on the game, he's 21 for 33, 170 yards, 1 touchdown. In the second half, he's hit on 14 of 18 passes.
Had a pretty good second half, didn't he? But give credit to the Buffalo defense. If the Bills hang on to win this one, they'll be 3-0 this year, despite the fact they've only scored 2 touchdowns all year.
And let's see if Norwood will just kick a chip shot, try to prevent a wrong run back. Irving Fryer is back deep for New England. The Patriots have 3 timeouts left, but there are only 11 seconds left. And Fryer will take it. Down he goes at the 22 with 9 seconds remaining.
The Patriots will have it on offense, first down.
So Raymond Berry these New England Patriots will have a desperation effort to try to pull this one out.
A couple of years ago, Buffalo beat the Patriots. It may have been the last time they ever beat them, up in Buffalo on a last-second pass, just that desperation into the end zone. All three receivers throw the ball into the end zone, hit and hope. Well, Buffalo connected and won it. But the Patriots, I don't think Grogan can throw it that far right now, and only 9 seconds left.
The ball at the 22-yard line of New England. It's 16-14 Buffalo. Irving Fryer, Stanley Morgan, Cedric Jones, all in the game, and they'll be flying downfield. Grogan goes short, and a lateral to Craig James. James unable to get out of bounds, and time is going to run out. So they resorted to a trick play, the pass to the tight end, Willie Scott, and he shoveled it to James, but he couldn't get out of bounds. There was not enough time left for him to streak downfield. And Buffalo wins on a field goal, snapping an 11-game losing streak as Raymond Berry and Marv Levy shake hands. Jim Kelly, who had a big second half, John. 14 for 18 the second half.
He really had a good second half. His numbers won't bear that out, but I think what he'll be glad about is the fact that he brought his team back to win. And that's the important thing now with that defense, as long as they can win.
And it's now time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. Today's MVP, you're looking at him, Jim Kelly from the Buffalo Bills, and Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in these games. Now the Buffalo Bills on a Scott Norwood field goal defeat New England 16-14, and we'll be right back. Proctor with John Morris back at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, where Buffalo has defeated New England 16-14 on a 41-yard field goal by Scott Norwood, his third field goal of the game. And New England's dominance of Buffalo has ended. The losing streak ended at 11 consecutive games. And we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
The Vikings not only sent a message to the Bears, they also sent Jim McMahon to the sideline. In Washington, the much-anticipated offensive showdown turned out to be anything but that, while the Bills' winning ways continued thanks to their defense. John Elway and the Broncos' problems in Kansas City continue, but problems are a thing of the past for Sam Weiss's Bengals. Joe Walton had reason to be happy. His Jets won the battle and the war with the Oilers, while the Rams and Raiders battled for bragging rights in L.A. Week 3 gets rolling along next on NFL Primetime. And hello once again, everybody, and welcome to NFL Primetime. I'm Chris Berman, along with Tom Jackson, Pete Axtell. John Saunders joins us shortly as we check out everything in week number 3, a week that saw 2 games begin 2-0. And you think we're still talking baseball and pennant races. That is not the case, although we are, but not on this show. One of the games that began 2-0 has just finished, and by the strength of the safety, they began at 2-0. Actually, the Giants, on a gift from the Cowboys, got a safety and win it by 2 at Dallas, 12-10. We'll have highlights later in the show. The Battle of Los Angeles, Rams and Raiders, that game is still going on in the fourth quarter. It is a 22-17 game now. The Raiders have just scored, so with a few minutes to go in that game, the Raiders still have a shot at the Rams, who are trying to go 3-0. Atlanta at San Francisco. As we check the other late scores, this has to be perhaps the shocker of the season. Atlanta goes out to San Francisco and bops the 49ers 34-17. And speaking of shockers, team with the longest losing streak, the San Diego Chargers at 8, now has a winning streak because they surprised the Seattle Seahawks in the Chargers home opener 17-6. Steve Largent did pass Charlie Joyner in that game. He's caught more passes for more yards than anybody else, but he comes up a loser as San Diego beats the Seattle Seahawks. Let's start with the battle for first place in the NFC Central, won't we? These two teams went all the way to Sweden, and the Vikings felt there that maybe they had got something going. They beat the Chicago Bears at Göteborg, Sweden. But this one was different because the Bears had beaten the Vikings 8 out of the last 9 times, and the place was Soldier Field, where the Bears usually win, although a couple of years ago they did lose to the Vikings. That was the one loss for the Bears. Running the ball has been the Bears forte of Neil Anderson this year comes in with 200 yards, but Tommy, no luck today.
Well, they got great penetration from the Viking defensive line, forced him outside. Here again, he tries to cut it up, too much penetration, he can't get by. And when he did try to go outside, they get such great outside force from Thomas and Dolman that he couldn't do that either.
Anderson had only 12 yards today. Tommy Kramer went deep for Anthony Carter. Now, this one was a misfire, but it stretched out the defense, so it allowed passes like this one underneath to AC. Here he beats Vesty Jackson. But then Kramer gets Vesty Jackson to bite, and Carter is open, way open, 40 yards. First quarter is 7-0 Minnesota. But the Bears will respond, at least here. Jim McMahon will roll right. He'll pay for it, but in the end, he'll get the job done, hitting Ron Morris for 11-yard touchdown pass. But Tommy McMahon, even at success, felt the pain.
Well, they try to roll him out to give him a little bit extra time, but you're more vulnerable as a quarterback outside the pocket than in.
Jesse Solomon making the hit. Jimbo Colbert, good to see him back in the lineup. And McMahon was happy to see him because he roll blocked Chris Dolman right there. But sometimes Dolman could get outside of McMahon. Here was the hit, caused a fumble. Keith Millard, who was a major force all day, recovered for the Vikes. And Tommy Kramer to Hassan Jones this time. 19-yard touchdown. The Vikings lead at 14-7. Now, Jones will get behind Mike Singletary here, Tommy.
Although I think Singletary was plenty deep, a little bit soft. You don't want to back up as a defensive back 5 yards deep in the end zone and try to come up on a pass.
The other side of the ball, Jim McMahon felt the fire of the Vikings rush. Here he's pressured. Jesse Solomon, number 54 with the INT, sets up a Nelson field goal at 17-7 Vikings. Late second quarter, big play. McMahon back to pass. He had the Mohawk. Tim Newton comes in and nails McMahon as he beat Kurt Becker on the play. McMahon left with a bruised left knee, would not return. Team trailing 17-7 at halftime, turned to Mike Tomczak in the second half, and things got worse. Tomczak, think he's a little rusty. Here he throws. Just kind of a Joe Cap pass, except that it was actual spiral. John Harris intercepted. This time, David Howard intercepted. 2 interceptions, only 3 completions today for Tomczak. Meanwhile, the Vikings taking control in the third quarter. Bucky Scribner hit this punt. Dennis McKinnon, watch this. This summed up the day for the Bears. At the 5, throws it into the end zone. Chris Martin recovers. It's 24-7 Vikings, and the route is on. 4 turnovers today led to 17 Viking points. Tommy Kramer, again to AC. Anthony Carter. Now, Tommy, you thought he might return punts, but he was doing
He
this
didn't have to
instead.
return punts. He scored him on a touchdown pass today.
16 yards there. It's 31-7 for Jerry Burns and company. Tommy Kramer threw for 3 touchdown passes today. There he is, the hunchback of Notre Dame, but he had a great game. As the Bears crumbled, it would literally rain on their parade. And was it a change of the guard, perhaps, in the NFC Central? Who knows? But the Vikings certainly are smiling. Both they and the Bears are 2-1, but it's the Vikings with an impressive 31-7 win at Chicago at Soldier Field over the Bears. And afterward, Keith Millard says it was time.
We played our hearts out, and we knew we had an awesome challenge today, and I think we came through. I think Chris Dolman played well. He applied some pressure. I think Al Baker came through. I think Henry and myself really played good on the inside. We just kept the pressure. I think our backup people came in and did a heck of a job.
We beat them over in Sweden and now beat them in the regular season. They're definitely going to realize that we have a good football team here, and once they come in our last football game in the regular season, you know, it's going to be a tough one, but hopefully we can be able to put them out, and that game won't mean anything.
Well, we're all listening to Anthony Carter right there. We trust that you were too. Tommy, in the game day show, we were talking about time of possession. Really a defensive stat for the Chicago Bears. They're on the field a little longer today.
Well, about 18 minutes a game. They give up approximately 168 yards. They did that same thing today. Only thing was the other team had the ball about 35, 36 minutes.
Yeah, and the Bears gave up 376 yards. The Vikings defense today, and Tom, but we could take a look at some action here. This kind of sums up the way the Vikings defense was playing against the Bears.
Well, we thought it typified the day. Millard gets his helmet knocked off, continues to rush the passer. They get the pass away to Suey. He is, of course, knocked out of the football game. It's bear-like football played in reverse by the Vikings.
Axe, Jim McMahon for the Bears. Even when he was in there, it started to crumble. Now what?
Well, I said on game day this morning that I'd stand by the Bears as long as Jim McMahon was still standing. Neither of those things is happening. Before the season, I did think the Vikings would win this division. They certainly underlined that fact today. Also gave a new angle to handicapping. Teams that have won in Sweden against the same opponent in the history of the NFL are now 1-0. And by the way, you do a great job pronouncing that. What are you, Göteborg? Is that
Göteborg, I think. You have the 2 things over the O there. We try and teach you all languages here on NFL Primetime and a lot of other things like stats like the one that Axe took all afternoon to compile. Repeats from Sweden, 1-0. We'll be back with more in a moment.
NFL Primetime is sponsored by Mazda and the exciting new Mazda cars and trucks for 1989. By Michelob. Michelob is a proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. And by Thrifty Car Rental. For worldwide reservations, call 1-800-4CARS.
All right, one game still going on late in the NFL, the Battle of Los Angeles. I lied. It is not going on. The Rams. Hey, the Rams are 3-0 in first place in the NFC West. We'll show you highlights later as they had defeated the L.A. Raiders 22-17. Back to the early games, and this season, you had the feeling that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to arrive in the NFC East to be in that playoff hunt with the defending champion Skins and the once-removed defending Super Bowl champions, the New York Giants. This week, the Eagles went down to Washington, and you had a feeling it would be a high-scoring game. Both games last year between the two teams combined 58 points. But Buddy Ryan saw the Eagles' chances for a high-scoring game go by the boards. First time they were in scoring range, Dean Dorsey, CFL, now NFL, missed field goal. Paul McFadden sitting at home wondering, hey, it could have been me. I might have had a chance. Dorsey on the next time inside Redskin territory, tries a 47-yarder. Is it long enough? It's true enough, but it's doink off the crossbar. No good, and Dorsey can't believe it. Next time the Eagles were deep on the Washington 15-yard line, Randall Cunningham will make a great play here. Watch him evade Dexter Manley, throw a strike to Keith Byers, who drops the ball. No touchdown, no nothing. Eagles try a field goal. Or would they? John Telchik, the holder, it's a fight. He'll throw to the tight end, Jimmy Giles. They look later, they said Giles fell down on his own. No flag, no points. Finally, Buddy's team would capitalize 4 times in as Dorsey kicked a 23-yard field goal. But I'll tell you, you get 4 scoring chances, you get 3 points. That's how you lose games. Let's go back to the beginning. That's the Eagles side. For Joe Gibbs and the Redskins' first 2 series, they had a great offensive line burst. Tim Smith, 100 yards opening week against the Giants, had 107 today and 31 carries against the Eagles. The counter trade at perfection. Jim Lachey started at right tackle. Mark May is at right guard. Watch the 2 big guys on the right pull left here. There's one block. And watch Big Lachey, who they got in the Schrader trade. Yeah, he clears the hole for Smith, who scored a touchdown. And as we mentioned, he had 31 carries for 107 yards. Next series, they run the trap play behind the Big Hogs. And it's number 24, Kelvin Bryant, who'll get the call. And they're just doing some smacking in the first 2 series. And when you're that big up front, sometimes the little guy gets hidden in the back. In this case, it was Jamie Morris behind May and Lachey. And Morris would go 27 yards for the touchdown. They moved everybody around on the line. Bostic ended up sitting today. Skins led at 14-0. For Randall, pretty nice numbers, but boy, he felt the heat. Charles Mann didn't play with an ankle problem, but don't tell that to Cunningham that it was going to be an easy day. Marcus Cook right there, 1 of his 3 sacks. The Redskins had 6 overall. Again, Randall's going to be back, and Cook comes up the middle, Tommy, to grab him.
Well, Cook had a great game, got plenty of penetration all day. Did some damage when he got there.
John Telchik tried to do some damage. You saw the one pass. Here on a punt, he fake punts it, and Telchik will run for the first down. So he's kind of 1 for 2. He also, late, out of punt formation, completes a pass to Mark Kunicki, but it was something like 4th and 24, and it was shy of a first down. And the Redskins went on to win it by a count of 17-10. And John Telchik, the punter, who was the center of attraction today for the Eagles, took full blame.
I feel bad. I let the guys down and let management down, let City of Philadelphia down, the fans, and I don't know what to say. It's just one of those games.
One of those games. Well, the punter, often he's the center of attraction if he has 8, 9, 10 punts and does some coffin corners. But actually, I don't think I've seen a punter involved in 3 offensive plays like that before, and a couple of them he'd like back.
Well, I think both Telchik and Buddy Ryan got the bulletin that I received from Seoul today that fake kicks are going to be a demonstration sport at the Olympics starting next week. So they tried it, everything. But it was a story of the Eagles' day that when Telchik did throw, undoubtedly the pass of his life, completes it, and of course falls 5 yards short of the first down. As for Dean Dorsey, the place kicker, this guy hasn't been any good since he gave up his band.
Yeah, he was a good swingman, wasn't he? Way back. That's before both of our times. Oh, we let the secrets out. Tommy, Randall Cunningham did not have the time of his life back there. And sometimes, I guess, as we take a look at this action, Randall has a problem being so good. Can you explain?
Well, I think when you're an athlete like Randall, you tend to want to run out of the pocket and think you can make things happen. What Randall does sometimes, I think, is not take that second and third look for the receiver. Instead, he pulls the ball down and tries to get out there and make yardage on his own. A very active defensive line gives him a problem.
So Randall threw for over 200 yards. Doug today did not have a good game. He threw for less than 200 yards, but the Redskins will take the 17-10 victory. On we go to the AFC East, where the Buffalo Bills, after 2 home wins with some rough, crunching defense, came into New England, a place where they had not won since 1981. But you know what? 1981 was also the last time the Bills had a good team. And here they were at Foxborough. The Patriots won to draw even with the Bills atop the standings. Mr. Grogan, meet Ray Bentley, number 50. And Mr. Steve Grogan, meet Cornelius Bennett, number 55. This is how the Bills have been winning. Steve looking for some help above. And trailing 3-0. Look, Steve can stand in there with the best of them. He gets good protection, and he fires one 44 yards to Cedric Jones, who beats Derek Burrows on the play, 7-3 Patriots. Second quarter, Kelly intercepted twice today by number 31, Freddie Marion, one in the end zone, one right here. And this would help the Patriots move. The ball was down. Don't worry about it. With a couple minutes left in the quarter on 3rd and 8, Grogan will hit his veteran receiver, favorite target, number 86, Stanley Morgan, beats the other corner, Nate Odoms, for the touchdown, 14-3 New England at the half. Norwood has kicked the field goal to make it 14-6. Jim Kelly finally gets going, throws to Chris Burkett, knocked out at the 8-yard line. 3rd and goal. Can it be? 3 games in, this is the first TD pass of the year for Kelly. It's true. Robert, a touchdown, 14-13 pass. Little over 2 minutes to go. Bills have no timeouts to go. It's 3rd and 6, and number 44, John Stevens, apparently has clinched the game with this long gainer for the Patriots. But a flag is down, holding on the play. So they cannot do it. They punt. Bills take over. Kelly, 2-minute drill. Ronnie Harmon playing a key role in this 2-minute drill. He makes the reception inside the 40-yard line. 25 seconds to go and no timeouts. Remember, Kelly says, just get out. I got things underhand. And let's say we're not in the end zone, but we're going to do a new play. It's called, we are going to spike the ball to stop the clock. And that gets Scott Norwegian Wood in the game, kind of Scott Norwood. Scotty was 3 for 3 on field goals today, none bigger than the 41-yarder with seconds to go. It gives the Bills the 16-14 win over the New England Patriots, and a 2-game lead over the Patriots and over everybody but the Jets in the division, 16-14. And so at 3-0, the Bills' defense in 3 games has allowed 30 points. Yeah, I know the offense has only scored 38 points, so it isn't pretty. But when you allow 10 points a game, you're also 3-0 for the first time in 1980. Why is that significant in Buffalo Bill history? That's the last time they won the division, in 1980. They won the AFC East under Chuck Knox. They're thinking the same thing this season. Buffalo defense improvement, well, with Bennett there, you know what the numbers are going to look like. There it is. And when we return, we'll check out another offensive game that didn't quite make it. Stay with us. The Bengals and Steelers. All right, welcome back to NFL Primetime. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson and Pete Axthelm, and our 4th Musketeer, John Saunders, who this week went to Cleveland to investigate what's going on there. So now that makes him an automatic expert on the AFC Central. So we let him look in on the other 3 teams. John?
All for one and one for all of us Musketeers here. It was Pittsburgh against Cincinnati, and this game had the makings of an offensive showing. Cincinnati's Boomer Esiason's the top-rated passer in the National Football League, threw some 634 passes, or yardage passes, rather, in the first 2 games, and he would be working against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the worst-rated defense in all of the National Football League. So Boomer, you would expect, would go to work. Didn't quite turn out that way. Art Rooney's memory still lives on in Pittsburgh, and a sellout crowd. Early on, it was old-fashioned defense. putting up the numbers again after a slow start, 17-12. The Bengals are on top. Then midway in the fourth quarter, Dwight Stone gets sandwiched. Wishes he was a high jumper on this one and coughs up the football again. Xander recovers. Stone struggled on the day, coughing up the football a total of 3 times, and just about all of them would cost the Steelers. But the Steelers had one more shot for Chuck Noll. Brister, looking sideline, is picked off by Eric Thomas, and the Steelers turn the ball over 6 times on the game, and it helps the Bengals to the 17-12 win. Paul Brown and Sam Weich get out of Pittsburgh safely with yet another victory, 17-12 the final. Bengals are 3-0. For the first time since 1975, they finished 11-3 that year. And quarterback Boomer Esiason talked about what a difference a year can make.
There was so much negative feeling last year at the end of games, and this year our defense is playing so confident in the last 3 minutes of ball games, and if the offense has to score a touchdown, it always seems to be able to answer, and that's the key. I mean, we were up 10-9, and the next thing we were down 12-10, and we had a score. We made the big play to score, and then our defense held them. And it's always important to rise to that level when you have to make the big play, and both sides have been doing that.
The Bengals are now 3-0. Meanwhile, in New York, or in New Jersey, if you will, the Houston Oilers trying to go 3-0 as well as the Cincinnati Bengals did, facing the Jets. So they're the most penalized team in all of football. Warren Moon looking on at his most penalized physical team. And in the first quarter, things get rough. James Hasty and Ernest Givens. 2 personal fouls on the game for Hasty, as the Jets were not about to back down. Cody Carlson goes deep. John Booty comes up with the interception, and the Jets have the ball. Same score, 3-0. The Jets are driving. Ken O'Brien goes to Mickey Schuler in the middle, but watch number 99, Smith, with the late shot, and things start to get ugly again. Like the New York Rangers instead of the Jets. In the same drive, the smoke starts to clear. O'Brien then hits Kurt Sohn from 8 yards out. The Jets are up 7-3. Following a McMillan interception, O'Brien hooks up deep with Wesley Walker as he lost a step. Doesn't look like it. 44 yards. That leads to a Freeman McNeil 1-yard touchdown, 14-3 Jets. Second quarter, same score. O'Brien to Walker again this time. It covers 50 yards as he's wide open, and it's 21-3 for the Jets. O'Brien is tearing them up in the first half of the game. The Houston Oilers shot at going 3-0 is falling apart. Mark Gastineau had a great game. Catches Cody Carlson behind in the pocket. Gastineau 7 tackles and 2 sacks on the day. He did the sack dance just a couple of times. Second quarter, Jets receive a big scare. Watch Al Toon. As he's receiving the ball, gets blasted by Jeff Donaldson and would have to leave the game. Toon, with a mild concussion and a split lip, would not return. Third quarter, and they were hitting on the field and off the field and all over the sidelines, yanking helmets off, and both coaches had to be warned. Jerry Glanville of Houston and then Joe Waltz. Let's keep your guys in order. Fourth quarter, 31-3. Ryan now at the helm. He hooks up with Wesley Walker again, 23 yards. Walker 6 catches, and he had 3 touchdowns on the day. 38-3 for the Jets when the Oilers go to their backup man, Brent Peace. And Brent Peace tosses a strike. Problem is, it's to Mike Zordich, who plays for the Jets. He takes this one home. The Jets dominate in what was a very ugly game. 45-3 is the final. The largest margin of victory ever for the Jets. The Jets are now 2-1 and have back-to-back wins over playoff teams. And more importantly, gentlemen, they have done so without giving up a touchdown in the last 2 games. Back to you.
It's contagious now in the AFC East. Thanks, John. And I think one thing we're all forgetting about the Jets is that when all their guys are healthy, O'Brien and Toon and Walker and McNeil, etc., they get a lot of skill players. I know you agree. And Tommy, about the Oilers, I mean, this is an intimidating team, but when you do all that stuff and you're losing by 42, it's a different story.
Well, the Raiders used to lead the league in penalties. They were proud of that. They used to win. Now, the Oilers are trying to pick up and be the intimidators of the league, but hard to intimidate when you're losing by 42.
Yeah, and the Jets weren't backing down. The Jets, Axe, I think one of the surprises of the year is that the Jets, after 3 weeks, are standing 2-1, and on the game day show, we talked about Robin Cole and the job that Bud Carson has done with the defense.
That's true. The Jets' malign coaching staff deserves a lot of credit. Also, on the reverse side of the intimidation coin, let's face it, the Jets in New York, being in New York, they're known for Gastineau dances on the field, guys dancing Studio 54. This was becoming known in a popular image as a team that didn't intimidate, that would back down, and they certainly didn't today. And as I think part of this is as I said on game day, the big names are gone from the defense. Now they're taking chances. They're playing with abandon, and it's showing. And, of course, the offense still has all those guns. As for Jerry Glanville, he left those tickets for the Phantom of the Opera. How was he to know that it was the Oilers who weren't going to show up?
Next week, the Oilers play New England, and I have word that Glanville's going to leave 2 tickets for the Boston Strangler. We will be back with more on this edition of NFL Primetime. We'll check out a wild play in the Lions game. It involved a punter and more. Stay with us as you look at how the Jets defense has suddenly improved. We told you there were a pair of games that began 2-0 today. One was the Steelers game against the Bengals, where the Steelers, on a 2-run homer by Bonilla, led the Bengals 2-0. The other was the Giants-Cowboys game, and this is how it began in Big D. The Cowboys' home opener, place where they had really owned the Giants, and Texas Stadium became this version of the theater of the absurd. Eating Raul Alegre will kick it off. Darryl Clack will try and field it, never gets possession, goes back in the end zone, says, whoa, I better get out of here. Mark Collins tackles him. They call it 2-0. Tom Landry said, are you kidding? We've seen it all. More on this play later. Giants make mistakes of their own. Otis Anderson thinks he's going in for a 5-yard touchdown. Holding penalty nullifies that. No Giants-Cowboys game would be complete without this. Too Tall wreaking havoc, blocking a Sims pass. Teammate Robert Williams will intercept. Sims has never done well against Too Tall and company over the years. You could see his stats, 24 INTs, 43 sacks. Giants had special team problems, too. Mike Saxon punting for the Cowboys. And watch Dallas keep the ball out of the end zone here first, in the shadows. And linebacker Gary Reason decides he better come up with the ball, but no, he will get bumped. And eventually he'll get it to the 19. 5-3 Giants at the half. Sims from the shotgun goes to Lionel Manuel, 9-yard touchdown. And so the Giants' lead is improved to 12-3. Manuel, 9 catches on the day. Next kickoff, watch this. Sideline official challenges Phil McConkey to a fight. Boy, this game had everything, didn't it? Cooler heads prevail, so they separate the official and McConkey. Dallas drove the ball down to the 27. Pallor to Herschel Walker. He doesn't run it in, he catches it in. Pallor with a good second half. So it's 12-10. But in the fourth quarter, Pallor threw for almost 300 yards. Meets up with veteran Harry Carlson, who picks it off at the goal line. And down the sideline, he will saunter. He could go all the way. Pallor and Harry finally gets tackled from behind. Nice return by Harry. And the Giants, who eschewed a field goal late in Dallas territory, lost the ball on downs. Their defense stiffened, and Ruzek never had a chance to kick the would-be go-ahead or winning field goal, and the Giants win it by a score of 12-10. Now, we want to take a look again, very quickly, at the beginning of the game. Watch again what happened, and we'll tell you what happened after the game. Here's the opening kickoff again. Raul Alegre to Darryl Clack. Now, he is outside the goal line, no question about it, but he never did catch it. Clack thought that he had to run it out of there, as did everyone else, the officials, and that's why they ruled the safety at the time. But he never caught it first and raced back into the end zone. And so Darryl Clack was called for, at the time, a safety. Now, the replay official in this game was Armin Terzian. You may remember that name. He was hit by the bottle at the Minnesota-Dallas playoff game. Drew Pearson with the Hail Mary. The fan threw the bottle out in 75. That hit him. At any rate, Armin Terzian said the play should have gone as a touchback with the Cowboys taking the ball at the 20. The rule states that if the return man muffs the ball and it goes into the end zone, he must receive, but he has no responsibility to take it out. Now, later, referee Pat Haggerty confirmed that he thought that the return man had first possessed the ball and then fumbled it. Terzian continues, I was remiss in not reviewing the play at the time, but I felt there was interpretation on the field which I was unaware of and would have allowed the safety. Not the case. Subsequent review confirmed that the ball was muffed. So what essentially they're saying is that they blew the call, that Dallas should have had the ball in the 20. But you know what? the Cowboys only had 59 minutes and 52 seconds to come back after that 2-0 deficit. So to blame this loss on an official's misinterpretation, I think, is ludicrous.
Well, a referee hit in 75 and maybe still affected by that bottle hitting him, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, though, I think the return man should know the rules and know what he's capable of doing at that point in the game. Even as a defensive player, I know that if you muff the ball outside the end zone, you don't have to bring it out.
I think that's a good point, that everyone should know the rules. You figure that only the officials must know it. That if Clack had known the rules, there wouldn't have been a problem, and he wouldn't have been trying to run it out, and it would have been no score. Axe, your thoughts on the theater of the absurd?
Well, my feeling is, I disagree with you, TJ. I think Armin Terzian showed himself to be a giant by admitting that zebras can be human, a fact that many of us often have trouble believing. I also think he's shown himself prospectively to be the next Leo Tolstoy. The length of that statement, he is now, Armin's next effort on television will be a reading of Anna Karenina in the original run.
That, by the way, was the Cliff Note version of his release after the game. We'll have the full version at some other 3-hour show. Lions and Saints. We've been talking about how wild this game was, too. And Darryl Rogers wishes his punter had the Cliff Note version of this play. We'll be back. If you watched college football on Saturday, you saw, I'll tell you what, one of the gutsiest calls and one of the most amazing plays you'll see in a long time, given that the ball game was on the line. I'm talking about the Florida State at Clemson game. Here's what happened. 21-all. Clemson 4th and 5 on their own 5. You don't really get to see what happens here, but on their own 5 with a tie game now, they fake the punt. You don't see that Leroy Butler is going to run 78 yards in the fake punt. Now, remember, if Florida State gets stopped there, they've given Clemson a chip shot with a couple minutes to go to win the game. It wasn't that he was behind. He was tied with Bobby Bowden. That took a lot of guts. Remember that when you look now at today's Saints at Lions game. Remember what you saw at Florida State. First minute between these two squads in 80. And the Saints defense can hit, as Chuck Long found out early. Vaughn Johnson, boom, nails Chuck Long. Then on a play fake, Chuck Long learns why number 57, Ricky Jackson, is an all-pro. Yeah, play fake, fake nobody. And Jackson smacked the third-year pro of the Lions, Chuck Long. And Ricky Jackson liked it so much that later in the first half he did it again. Here comes Jackson in, bang! Long coughs it up. But you know what? After Chuck was musing about life in the NFL against the New Orleans Saints, those are pretty good numbers considering what you've just seen. He left for a play. Hipple played once, but then Long stuck back in there and hit Carl Bland on a 9-yard touchdown. And the Lions led it 7-0 in the first quarter. Saints get it going late in the second quarter. Hebert to Lonzel Hill. This will go 29 yards. Forget the flag. It's a touchdown. 7-7 second quarter. Under a minute to go in the first half. Long and Bland are the ones that are dancing. They hook up for a 10-yarder, and the Lions are leading 14-7 at the half. Big day for Bland. Second half, Saints defense came out flying. Ricky Jackson had 4 sacks today, folks. So watch 57 just come barreling in. This is safety. It's 14-12. 14-12, Lions lead late third. Putting out of their end zone. Remember the Florida State game. This time the Lions are leading. Admittedly, it's with more than a quarter to go. Jim Arnold sees a man is open. Carl Painter, they're yelling, turn around, turn around. There's Darryl Rogers. Painter didn't turn around. Arnold says, whoops. Darryl Rogers goes, what the? Well, 2 plays later, Dalton Hilliard will score a touchdown. It was the Lions 14-12 lead to a 19-14 Saints lead. They had a field goal to win at 22-14, and still on the side, Darryl Rogers, that's defensive coordinator Wayne Fonts. What are we doing? We just lost the game, didn't we, on that play? The Saints 22 and the Lions 14, and afterwards, Rogers talked about a play that cost the Lions the game.
I think that Jim Arnold, through the instinct that he has as a punter, that there is an automatic that when somebody is not covered, that he has the option to be able to throw the ball on a audible situation, to throw the ball to the uncovered receiver. And I think he exercised that. That's what I believe occurred. It was not a call on the field. It wasn't a call on the sideline. It was something that just came out while the game was on.
That was a play that turned out bad for us. Had it turned out good, the tone of this conversation would probably be a little bit different.
I'll tell you what, the Lions were playing a tough game. You saw that the hits that Long was taking, and they played very hard, and they were about to upset or could have upset a very good team. I guess, Tommy, what happens here? It's an automatic that when they see a situation, they automatically go for it. Shouldn't there be some provisions? Hey, we're in our own end zone. Forget that the guy's open, punt it.
Yeah, but every team has that play somewhere in the playbook. And if you see a guy uncovered, it's kind of a common sense play. The punter hooks up. Now, there is a call that they will make, a fire call or a red call or color call, to alert the guy who's uncovered that, hey, I'm going to give you the football. In this case, that's almost unnecessary, though, because if you're the guy out wide, you see nobody's covering you, you look for the football.
You at least ought to turn around, just in the interest of what's going on, being a spectator, which there weren't many today. Axe, the punters really played a key role today.
With all respect for all these X's and O's, TJ, I think a punter should have a right to call an audible from his end zone about as often as a cheerleader should call for a fair catch.
And with that stated, we move along to other Russian novels. Some late games as we return on this edition of NFL Primetime. First, Inside the Numbers will tell you who's starting quickly this year and who is not. The San Francisco 49ers began the season at New Orleans with a win, at the Giants with a win. Week 3 was their breather. They were at home against Atlanta. Yeah, some breather it was. At Candlestick Park, where the Falcons had won since the strike year of '82. They were selling Niner hats and figuring they'd be 3-0. They're up 3-0 and driving second and goal, but Joe Montana picked off by Scott Case. The Falcons stopped the drive. Could this be? Yeah, Atlanta's going to march 80 yards. Give it to Gerald Riggs, who was the workhorse today. They got settled, and of course they have Riggs with 115 yards, and the Falcons settled for a 7-3 lead. Later in the second quarter, James Primus. He was a primus donus on this play. He goes, look at the run that he makes, and he goes into the end zone for a touchdown, 29 yards, and it's 14-3. Very late second quarter, Chris Miller, growing up in a hurry in the pocket for Atlanta, chased out of the pocket, heaves one. And Stacey Bailey, where are the Niner DBs? Down to the 1 yard line with 2 seconds to go. Chris Miller will fake it, the pass. He'll carry it in 21-3 Atlanta at the half. These are not the 49ers. Montana to Rice. Jerry will throw one. No decoy here, but he's intercepted by Mike Wilson. Leads to a field goal, 24-3. Niners wouldn't die yet. Montana to the guard-eligible Guy McIntyre. Boom! Number 62. Come on, Guy. Get in there. It's a 17-yard reception. It's 24-10. Niners on the move, but Rathman tips the ball. Robert Moore picks it up, and he could go all the way. Robert Moore. Touchdown. 34-17. Surprise, surprise. Montana with a nice day statistically, but a bad day on the scoreboard as the Falcons surprise beating the 49ers 34-17. They're growing up in a hurry. Packers at the Dolphins. Not exactly a packed house at Joe Robbie Stadium. A lot of orange. Looking for either the Packers or Dolphins to win for the first time this year. Dolphins lead 3-0. Then Marino to Mark Clayton for a 25-yard touchdown. 2 possessions, 2 scores, 10-0 Dolphins. Packers with the ball. Randy Wright fakes to Fullwood and keeps it himself. Said that the Packers would dedicate the touchdown to a quadriplegic Chad Alder hurt in a diving accident. He got it himself. 17-7. But the Dolphins scored the first 4 possessions. Marino to Troy Stratford. Watch Troy with these moves. That would set up another touchdown after a run by Hampton. Marino to the rookie tight end, Farrell Edmonds, replacing the injured Bruce Hardy. 24-7. Early second quarter, the Dolphins, they score in all first 4 possessions. Third quarter, it's 24-14. Randy Wright enjoying himself until boom. Hugh Green puts him out with bruised ribs. Wright statistically against the Dolphin defense, who don't hit that often like that. 18 of 23 for 184 yards. While Marino was having trouble, too. Watch him pay for it on this flea flicker. He is bashed by Chuck Cecil. He's bashed, and then Chuck Cecil picks the ball off. Dan would pass the 20,000-yard career passing mark today, but he didn't like that play. The man that we canyonized last year, he used to wear number 5, now wearing number 7, Don Majkowski. pass to Walter Stanley, although he looked good, he never got the Packers into the end zone, led them to only one field goal. It's 24-17 late, 4th and 17 with 2 minutes to go. The Packers have to go for it. Stanley can't quite come up with the ball there, and the Dolphins, after scoring the first 4 times they had the ball, hold on and watch the Packers score 17, but they hold on to win it 24-17. Seahawks at the Chargers. At San Diego, wide receiver number 80, Steve Largent. The Seahawks waiting to make NFL history, needing 51 yards to pass Charlie Joyner, number 1 on the all-time yardage list. Dave Craig, last 3 times to San Diego, had thrown for about 75%. But the Chargers loses a 8 straight route to alter history. Tyrone Keys bats it. Keith Browner grabs it. Runs his number. 57, runs 57 yards for a touchdown. Chargers the obligatory early 7-0 lead. Craig has Seattle moving on the next possession from the 18. He's looking for Largent, but Gilbert is there to pick it off in the end zone, and the Seahawks stalled again. Next possession. Norm Johnson tries a 30-yard field goal, chip shot for him, but the ball bounces off the shoulder of his own man, Edward Bailey, and they can't careen it in. This was not the Seahawks' day. San Diego leads at 10-0 second quarter. Here's the history. Largent needs 19 at this point to pass Charlie Joyner, puts the move on toast. Elvis Patterson, and gets past the 19 yards. Largent with the handshakes and up in the booth for the Chargers. The man he passed on the right, Charlie Joyner, and Jerry Rome, now coach for the Chargers, offensive coach for the Seahawks, that brought Largent in, and Largent says he owes a lot to Jerry Rome, so they're both looking down with mixed emotions. Turned out, though, to be a big afternoon for the Charger defense. Gary Plummer sacks Craig backside. Craig in serious pain, had to leave with a throwing arm injury, right shoulder injury, not sure to what extent, but Jeff Kemp would relieve him, and there are his numbers, 3 INTs. A horrible day for David Craig. Charger offense, 58 straight possessions without a touchdown by the Charger offense. But Gary Anderson will end all that with a 25-yard touchdown. Charger fans liking what they're seeing. Anderson, first 100-yard game for him since '86. Jeff Kemp, as we mentioned, was trying to rally the Seahawks late. With a minute to go, this kind of summed up the whole day. Gil Byrd, second interception of the day. The Chargers have snapped an 8-game losing streak, winning a divisional game, too. Maybe it's fitting as they win at 17-6 because the first loss in that 8-game streak was to the Seattle Seahawks last year. Now they break it against the Seahawks. We have more on Primetime, and we'll show you about it. Is that English? I need Cliff Notes, too, in just a moment. But here's where Steve Largent stands on the all-time yardage list. We're going to show you about it and shout about it. Congratulations, Steve. Well, all of us warned you on game day, and Tommy ought to know that the Denver Broncos, when they go into Kansas City, they turn a different color than orange, that's for sure. The Chiefs enjoy seeing the Broncos come in, and John Saunders has an eye on this game and said that it was much the usual, right, John?
Exactly, Chris. 5 years ago, you recall, Steve DeBerg stepped aside as quarterback in Denver as they handed the reins over to a rookie by the name of John Elway. Today, DeBerg had a chance to go against his former teammates, this time in Kansas City. Rain was brief, but the Broncos, it looked like it was raining all day. Orson Mobley grabs this one, gets hit, and fumbles the ball. Dino Hackett recovers, and Kansas City turns it into a quick 3 points. On the next Denver possession, Elway goes for Vance Johnson. Albert Lewis tips it. The ball hangs up there, and Deron Cherry comes up with the ball, one of 2 interceptions on the day. Elway simply gets clobbered by Kansas City. You see the 18 career interceptions. Next Denver possession, they move it to the 5. Elway to Vance Johnson again. Touchdown, right? Wait, the call is reversed. Johnson, they say, stepped out of the end zone, and Denver has to settle for 3 and a tie game. Another bad break for Denver. Jeremiah Castile takes the knee in the face by his own teammate and had to leave the game, taken to the hospital under observation. On Kansas City's next play from the 3, Castile's replacement, Kevin Clark, gets burned by Carlos Carson as he falls, and it's a touchdown for the Chiefs, and it's also a 10-3 lead. Before the half, Broncos at the 8. Tony Dorsett rambles around the left, and what a nice job he does to get into the end zone. However, he would only have 35 yards in the day, but it is tied up 10-10 at the half. First drive of the second half. Steve DeBerg, there's the guy we were talking about, goes to Paul Palmer over the top for his second touchdown pass of the day against his former teammates, 17-10 Kansas City. Then late in the game, Kansas City is up 20-13 as the celebration goes on. And John Elway is facing 4th down. Elway looking for Steve Sewell, but the toss is nowhere near him. Overthrows him and ices it for Kansas City. And the happiest man has to be Steve DeBerg, who has the good day against his former mates. Kansas City beating Denver again, 20-13. Elway simply struggles. Meanwhile, in Tampa Bay, the Bucs and the Phoenix Cardinals. Vinny and Ray Perkins looking forward to a 2nd consecutive win, and that's rare for the Bucs. First half, forget this one, Vinny, because he gets picked off by Lonnie Young. It leads to a 48-yard El Del Greco field goal for Phoenix. Still in the first quarter, Vinny is scrambling. Tosses this one as he moves out of the pocket. And it's picked off again, this time by Carl Carter. 7th interception in just 3 games for Vinny. It would lead to another Phoenix touchdown, 10-0. Second quarter, the rookie Lars Tate coughs up the ball. Anthony Bell recovers. And yes, another Cardinal field goal, 13-0 for the Card. Trailing 20-3 at the half, Vinny Testaverde and company go to work. He finds Bruce Hill wide open, takes it to the end zone, 23 yards, 20-10. The Bucs are down by 10. The fans in Tampa can sense a comeback. Vinny keeps it going in the 4th quarter. Testaverde will look for Bruce Hill and watch the nice run, which would set up the James Wilder touchdown. Vinny Testaverde, 16 of 28 in the 1 touchdown toss, and now it's just a 23-17 lead. The Bucs are only down by 6. The most bizarre play of the game, however, would be coming up. 3rd and 1 for the Bucs. Watch Lars Tate go over the top. Is he down? No, say the officials. They say he rolled over the back of one of his teammates, and while everyone watches, he goes 47 yards for the touchdown, and the Bucs come back to lead it 24-23. Cliff Stout would replace injured Neil Lomax. Stout with a nice pass to Novacek. 42 yards on the touchdown to win it, 30-24. The Cardinals come back and have the victory, their first win as the Phoenix Cardinals. The Bucs have not won back-to-back games in 4 years. Chris, they're 0-9 in attempts to win consecutive games after winning another one.
Maybe they need to go to Sweden. We'll have to check with Axe on that. We'll check with Axe also and see how he did today, and we'll check out the Battle of L.A. Stay with us. Battle of Los Angeles, and you at least like to win bragging rights in your town. The Raiders wanted to do that, but the Rams were thinking about going 3-0. Let's check out the Coliseum. It's John Robinson, and he leaves Anaheim behind, but yes, he remembers the former band, and remember they backed up Fleetwood Mac on Tusk. At any rate, there's the Trojan. John Robinson and his star matched in battle today against his former star Marcus Allen. Greg Bell replaced another former USC student. Of course, that's Charles White. Greg Bell rushed for 16 yards here, 21 carries, 109 yards. So Greg Bell has impressed as a member of the LA Rams. It was Bell who put the Rams out early in the first quarter. Here you watch it from down low, and Bell runs over from the 6, and it's 7-0 Rams. Marcus Allen answered the call against Robinson, 3rd quarter. Steve Berline to Allen, number 32. Touchdown, he's wide open, 30 yards, and we're tied at 10 in the 3rd. Berline, though, this is the day he's had. Sack coming up, and a fumble. Steve Berline was sacked 9 times today by the Los Angeles Rams. Berline facing the Rams. He knows what's coming. He doesn't know from where. Sack. He holds on to the ball. This time Mel Owens will sack him. He had 2. Gary Jeter had 5 sacks today. But it was this safety. My God, how many safeties can we have today? He was tripped in the end zone. Berline tripped for the safety. The Rams led at 12-10 in the 3rd quarter. Jim Everett and the Rams said, hey, thanks for the 9 sacks. We got to do something ourselves in the passing area. And one of those number 1 picks is Aaron Cox, wide receiver. Touchdown, 54 yards. Rams go on to defeat the Los Angeles Raiders 22-17. And so that ends the Battle of Los Angeles. But the battle has only just begun as the Axe tries to climb his way up Jacob's ladder, right? Or something like that.
Listening to Tom Mees do the Olympic highlights on SportsCenter just before we came on the air, I noticed him describing someone in the pike position. I was thinking of getting in the pike position and diving off this building at some point, but it was a 2 and 3 day. Could have been worse. I've gone 3 weeks, and I haven't even knocked my favorite ref, Jerry Markbright, yet. Let me mention Jerry. Dexter Coldcock's a guy. No penalty. Dave Butts plays 2-hand touch with a guy. You say he's in the grass. What did you do to me? Well, you made the Redskins a 17-10 winner. I'm a loser with the Eagles. Bears, a bargain price. I'll need more bargains like this. I'll buy one of those guaranteed Rolexes off somebody on the street for $20. Patriots against the Bills. Just a dumb pick going against the Bills. Cowboys getting 3 from the Giants. This is when things began to turn around. Parcells passed up a field goal on 4th and inches that could have clinched the point spread. Cowboys hang in there and win the bet, losing the game by 2, getting 3. And finally, the Chiefs. This is the way it was supposed to be. The way we were when trends still worked, when things were wonderful on this earth. The Chiefs were supposed to beat the Broncos. They did it outright. A great victory, and I think a sure sign that somehow we'll turn around and get out of the pike position.
Pike position hurts sometimes. And so acts 2 and 3 on the day for the season. We'll be right back to wrap it up in a moment.